Wait, I'm 7 seconds. 7 seconds. Yeah, there we go. So, so I'm monetized. Great stream on Wednesday. Literally swore first word demonetized. Hi, everybody. It's Brune. It's Brune. It's Brune. It's Brune. Should we just get the guests out? Yes. Shit happened in Hollywood. Let's get the guests out. Okay, so first up, the channel's very own astromech droid. It is.
Is 7 seconds up, or am I going to get you demonetized right now?
Hello.
Oh,
You're right, Prof.
yep. I'm here. Hello.
Should we get the guest out?
Yes.
Okay, let's not mess about. Okay. Leslie Headland. Hello, Price.
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad. You okay?
I'm doing pretty well, yeah.
Good. Should we get the next peep out?
Absolutely.
Bring 'em on.
Okay. Golden reach around droid of choice. Z3P. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Do you want to get the next guest out?
Yes. Okay. Give me a clue, everybody. Oh. Shit. Hello, man.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was listening to Blur today, so... Do you remember Blur? Anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're great.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Were you
I think
eating
they're
him?
great.
Anything good?
I had Doritos.
Good to have you on. There is another.
There is another. Of course, there's always another.
Okay, let me just try and sort the avatars out. Get some. Let's just start as we mean to go on. Sorry, amuse yourself, everybody.
Well, Blur were actually considered a competitor to Oasis, but
What?
Yeah.
you know, some people believe that Blur were the better band, but Oasis were just more popular. So
Blur was the better band because Damon was
Mm.
very talented, and he went on to do the Gorillaz, and the Gorillaz music was very unusual.
I was
but
more of a
fantastic as well.
EMF man. Those who know. Okay,
EMF
there is
is
another.
unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Indeed. Speaking of unbelievable, preventing a sausage fest, stepping in at the last moments.
Who beat us then? Oh, sweep the leg.
Way.
Hello.
Hi, Pam.
So nice to be back.
Oh, it's lovely. You're right. Hiya. You're right.
Oh. Hi, everybody.
Oh.
Stop being weird, Brown.
Oh, it's Babs, everybody. It's Johnny Lawrence's
It's
mum. Hi, Babs.
Hello, Mr. Brune.
Oh, Mr. Brune. Thank you for stepping in at last moments.
Sweet
Amazing.
Of course.
Amazing work.
Of course. Thank you. It's always nice to be here.
Shall we get on with it then, peeps? I think we should.
Yes.
I think we should. Yes. Good evening, chat. Hello. Good evening. Do we say? Is it the last time we're going to say Happy New Year?
Yeah, it is.
I'm not even gonna say
Officially, the end.
Yeah,
of-
today's officially Christmas, the last day for Christmas today, officially. Apparently.
What?
12
Well,
days
the-
of New Year's?
No, for the
Hey.
church. For the church, basically.
For the
right,
church.
right.
Now I am confused. Ugh.
There's a lot
Oh,
of like Eastern Orthodox Christianity that have Christmas like now.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah.
Episode 253 Musings. Today's date, January. There he is, old Data himself.
Captain.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, folks. I was going to stream this to Rumble, but I've decided what I'm going to do is from tomorrow, if you're on Rumble, I'm going to upload this weekly on Rumble, see what happens as an experiment. So, live on a Sunday, recorded tomorrow on the Rumble. Okay, let's get on with it. We are pushing for something. So lots more subs.
Wow. That's awesome.
Push.
Lost some more subs again. I don't know what's happening with the subs. It's just.
I
gone
thought of
past
you
code.
this week, Brown. I also lost
How
subs.
close are you?
I 370.
Nice.
But it's been
You get that-
370 for about 7 months now. It's just
Oh.
stationary.
We'll,
Just
we'll do
stationary.
we'll do our best to make it 390 by the end of the stream, Brown. Don't you worry.
Oh,
Sure.
we all need to take a leaf out of Swapper's, Swapper's book and have about 75 extra accounts, as it were, stooge accounts. Anyway, okay. Yeah, so it'll happen. Please like, share, subscribe. You know the rule, folks. YouTubers giving you entertainment. Least you can do. Thumbs up. Even better, comments at the end.
Well, bums up, even better.
Donate to the channel, memberships, etc. Super chats, etc. GoFundMe's and all that malarkey. Okay, we'll just get into the hot news, everybody.
Sorry, it's 117, not 17.
To be not monetized. Yay.
Yes, to
Oh,
not be monetized. We're only 117 subscribers away
Damn.
from not being monetized.
Damn.
Reuse
Okay.
content, my something.
Aunt's
You do.
Fanny.
Yes.
YouTube don't like it though, do they? But anyway.
No.
Okay, let's just do some numbers. Wicked.com
No math.
Yeah.
nears 700 million globally, 150 mil budget. This is on streaming already, isn't it?
I think it's, I don't know if it's streaming, but I know you can do like pay-per-view.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah,
available to
pay-per-view.
purchase digitally, but yeah, it's not on a streaming service yet.
Anybody watched
No.
it other than
Nope.
price?
No, I did.
Z did.
Oh yeah, you loved it though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did love
Zach?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, do you
Brought
still
out my
love it?
inner queer. Yeah. I'll be watching it again before I go and see Wicked 2.
Is it Nosferatu and what's her face? Skinny girl. I can't remember. What's the skinny girl's name?
Ariana
Ariana
Grande.
That's
Grande.
it. Yeah, that's the girl. She needs a good burger, doesn't she? She
Yeah,
says.
No, she
somebody
needs
needs
to
to give that girl a sandwich. She is
No, she
way
needs to
too
stop
thin.
taking Ozempic. Is it Ozempic? Or Ozempic? Olympics.
Yes.
Is it Olympics? She needs to stop taking Olympics, everybody. Okay. Are
would
we
help.
bothered about this? No, yes, no. No.
I'm bothered about Cynthia Ervio wanting to be Storm in the X.
Yeah, me too.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was annoying.
That's got to
Yeah.
be the most ugliest Storm ever. Then if she becomes Storm.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying what everybody's thinking. That's all.
You know, appearances aside, she's just unlikable to me.
Yeah, she's
I
kind of a
think she's-
nasty person.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not beautiful on the inside, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks like Nosferatu. That's what she looks like. Yeah, picture
It's
that
the long
hair.
nails.
Yeah.
And all the piercings and
Yeah, I mean-
tattoos and
The
stuff.
nose ring. God.
No,
Oh, the
appearance-
bull
oh,
nose ring. Yeah. Ugh.
Like I said, appearances aside, because I don't have an issue with tattoos or piercings,
I do.
but but she's just not a very pleasant person. Like every interview I've seen her in is just
Whose
Ugh,
idea was
just
it that
off-putting.
if you're a woman, let's get a sleeve, or let's just get tattoos all over your arms? It looks so awful. I don't see
I don't
how
know.
that can
The
look
woman
good.
in tats. I don't know.
Oh, I hate it. I
I
hate
don't know.
it.
I don't know.
I have a tattoo.
Oh, Babs.
Where is it?
It's
Your
just on my
leg.
wrist. No, it's on my wrist.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
There's a difference between like a little tattoo here and there
Yeah.
and
yeah,
then
you're
like
right.
just being covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I also don't have an issue with any tattoos. My husband is fully tattooed.
Yeah, it's different. Everybody has different things that they like, and it's fine. I don't mind. Anyone's free to do what they like with their own body. I'm also free to say that I don't find all your tattoos attractive either. It's just everybody has different preferences.
That's true. That is true. I mean, if you find it attractive on someone, then that's
Yeah.
fine. But for me, I think it looks awful.
Yeah.
It spoils a woman. That's what it does.
I
Yeah, but what is a woman
definitely,
in? Come on.
I'll still take a few tattoos over all of the piercings and the nose rings and all of that stuff.
Ugly person. Anyway, shall we got a super chat, everybody? Romeo Tango November Zulu Wrench Wilder Spot $2 New Zealand. Cynthia then Storm for Goodness to Gollum. From Goddess to Gollum.
Mm-hmm.
From Gollum to Gollum? What are you about? That bombshell. Let's move on then. Nosferatu already crossed 135 million globally. The film had a budget of under £50.
That's not
Pretty
bad,
good,
isn't
isn't
it? It's done very well.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it yet, Ian?
I've seen
Oops.
it, yeah. I just thought it was I didn't think it was as good as everybody was saying it was. It's wonderfully directed. It's incredibly well directed. But the
Prime.
film is like halfway through it got a bit dull because they were speaking in this kind of like theatrical way of speaking.
Yeah.
And first of all, I had to get used to that. And then second of all, I found like halfway through it, I thought, oh God, get on with it. But the climax is good though. The film overall is really enjoyable. But I had a few problems with it, but that's about it really.
I really like it, but I actually am very familiar with the 1922 one, and I
Hello?
think that this one is a really great way to honor the 1922 one, but to do something new. And like you said, it's very well directed, so I think I knew what I was going into, whereas some people are expecting something that seems a bit more modern, and I think that it's a movie that also really pays homage to the original.
Vex loves this movie, Ian. She will have a go at you.
I actually agree with Vex on this. It's a really good one, but it's again, it's a matter of taste, I guess.
I
Anybody
haven't
else?
seen it yet, and I'll probably check it out once it comes to streaming. But
I mean, also it was shot in.
I have an
Academy.
issue with Johnny
go
Depp's daughter.
Which is that Johnny Depp's daughter?
Yeah,
I did not
I
know.
And
just-
the issue is...
I don't like her.
I thought she was really good. Thought she
Fair
was
enough.
really good in
I
this.
just don't like her.
Fair enough.
I mean, how could he have not known? Oh, maybe spoilers. No, I'm not going to say it. Sorry. I'll step back. Go on. Carry on, anyone. I was going to give away the ending. I can't do it. Go on. Carry on.
There you go.
I was just, all right.
Does
Without
he-
giving away the spoiler, I was just
Killed
about to
it there,
say,
Ian.
how could the villain allow that to happen? That's all I can say.
What?
It's obvious we knew what she was going to do. And how could Nosferatu not know what she was going to do?
You know, like I said, it's like that in the original, and I think that maybe, you know, the temptation is so big that that's the only way to get him to do it.
I guess. I don't know. It's good though. I've got nothing. I think it's well worth anyone's time personally. But as I said, right, no film was perfect, and I thought some
Well
of it-
directed.
oh, it's incredibly well directed.
So he knows what he's doing.
Of course, he does. Definitely.
I'll have to
Is
give it
it
a
a-
go.
Okay, 50 million budget. That's good, yes?
Yeah, it's good. And he's
Yeah,
made a couple
that's
of
So it's
Yeah.
going to make a profit, probably.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. He shot it in Academy ratio, which is basically 4:3 or just over 4:3, but it's in a big square. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Right, so he's eyeing the Oscars.
Listen, if he wins an Oscar for directing, he deserves
Deserved.
it. He definitely deserves it. Just like the person who directed Substance, the girl who directed Substance, her directing was impeccable. She should have won did she win the Golden Globe? I'm not really sure. But she should be nominated for an Oscar because her direction was absolutely spot on and really good. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay, let's move on.
I'm
Okay,
out.
Speaking of moving on,
what episode are we on?
Episode 7.
8 will be in just a couple days.
Yep.
Is it an eight episode run?
Yep, that'll be it.
Oh, good.
Okay, those are up to speed with it. Anything to add? We're trying to catch up with it on Wednesdays. It's gonna be
Well, it's
slow.
difficult to go into it without doing spoilers for the other shows, but I don't know.
Yeah. I would say the most recent episode might be one of the better ones so far. It actually has some
was,
story.
Apart from the hot potato moment,
Yeah,
which I thought was really cringe.
yeah.
I thought that the last one would have been a somewhat decent episode, at least some of it, if the whole series until now had built up to it. But because until now it's been a bunch of nonsense of them wasting time inside the volume in different locations, by the time this thing came around, you're not really feeling the emotional impact of what it could have been. So I can see the potential that it could have been something decent, but ultimately it's not really very good.
Sword in the Storm Wrenched. Didn't watch Wednesday's roast because I just don't give a shit. We were talking about our best cars, weren't we?
Yeah, that seems like a great segue into the next slide.
Okay, I will warn you, folks. No ruin on Wednesday's got family stuff, so it's going to be presenting. So it's going to be a totally different beast on Wednesday. Okay, so anything to add, folks? Shall we move on? Final finale on Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to it?
I don't know. That's like, are you looking forward to a prostate exam?
Yeah.
Okay, and on that bombshell,
Looking forward to your endoscopy.
I am looking forward to it. You know why?
Why?
Because once it airs, I won't have to talk about it anymore. Because now I kind of feel bad, so I watch it every week in case it comes up in conversations, so I'll at least know what to say if I'm on a stream. But once it's over, I'll never have to think about it again.
Okay, so I'll just say this. Fans no longer care about Star Wars. Skeleton Crew suffers worse ratings on Disney minus.
Well, Disney should know this, right? And Disney should do something about it. But they're not going to do something about it because the agenda grows strong.
If I remember correctly, Z said he's kind of liking this.
Yeah, a lot of people say, this isn't Star Wars. I'm kind of getting a Star Wars vibe from it. I see its potential, much like Price, but it's just ridiculously written.
Yeah, it's very silly and it's terribly paced. And there's a bunch of episodes in here that are just filler, and they could have told this story tighter and better in 4 episodes.
You're letting a
5
side
episodes.
down, Z. What are you talking about? This is not Star Wars.
Okay, you say
all right. I like Neil.
Is the blue man group's very good?
Neil.
We said he's the best actor out of it, other than obviously Jude Law.
He's the least annoying, I guess.
Yeah. Probably the most consistent.
Yeah.
Besides Jude.
You said 4 episodes and 4 episodes of fillers. What you're saying is then probably a decent 2-hour streaming movie.
Could have been.
It would have been a lot better paced.
Which probably would have done a lot better, yes?
Yeah.
They could have lost a bunch of the silly moments. They could have lost the whole episode where they land on the fake planet that isn't really their home planet.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. So it's not the hits that KK was wanting to leave.
No, it is not. And obviously if you believe any of the rumors, this is all going rather badly for them, and they're looking at potentially putting Star Wars on the shelf for a while. If their next couple of projects are as poorly received as this one. So
here you go, folks. Vex Electronica Wrenched. If you like Star Wars, you probably enjoy getting pegged by LA's fire chief.
Yeah, she's a horrible person for saying those things, isn't she?
Who, Vex or the fire chief?
The fire chief.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got super chats. Mega Spider-Man Wrenched. €5. What are your favourite Leslie Nielsen shows?
Columbo, Naked Gun, and Aeroplane.
Yeah.
That's what you can say, really.
Columbo. He was on Columbo?
Yeah, he was on Columbo like 3 times.
Yeah.
Police Squad.
Yeah, I say Police Squad.
Police Squad.
Forbidden Planet.
Yes.
Yeah, Forbidden Planet.
Airplane, and a terrible, terrible movie called The Day of the Animals or something like that.
Oh
he
yeah, I
plays,
remember that one.
Yeah.
he plays a baddie, and
Yep.
he's really awful. But I love that movie so much. It was also filmed in one of the towns that my aunt lived in,
Do
up
you
in
know
Northern California.
the Naked Gun films? All of them were funny, without
Mhm.
exception. None of them were not funny. You know, like sometimes you go through the Carry On films
Yeah.
and some of them weren't very good. But every one of those Naked Gun films were absolutely funny and
Police
a
Squad was
lot
better though.
hilarious.
I will
Wow, I
say
thought
that
Naked
I
Gun was
agree. I
great.
think Police Squad was better.
Do you? I like
Yeah.
the
I don't.
movies.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
the way
I
I
think it
see
was.
it, Police Squad, a lot of the jokes, it was almost like a rehearsal, like a dry run. And
Yeah.
when they brought it into the movie, they already knew what was working and what wasn't, which is why I think that the first Naked Gun is the best. The
Mhm.
second one is still very good, and really only the third one. I still like it, but I do feel it's a bit of a dip in quality compared to the other two.
Yeah, it's the weaker of the three, but all three
Really?
you'll
All
find
three have
yourself
their
laughing
moments for
at.
sure.
Yeah, all three
Really?
are,
Is the
are
third
enjoyable.
one? Is the third one with the Oscars?
It's
Yes.
weaker,
Mhm.
but
No,
Weaker.
it isn't. It has some really original
Anyway,
jokes in it.
No, it
Look,
does.
It really
It
does.
does have
I'm-
some good funny. I'm
it
not
doesn't
saying it's not a
copy.
funny movie.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying that it just noticeably. I
Yeah.
I'm
felt
gonna
like the
pull rank,
first
if
one
I
is the
may.
perfect.
You can have a
movie.
wank, did you say? Sorry?
What?
That
What
as
did you
well.
say?
The
Other
first
way
movie is the
round.
best.
Police Squad's better.
Yeah,
I know,
I
look,
agree.
look, that's
Done.
your opinion.
I think
No,
I
I'm right.
no,
Sure.
I'm nope. He's absolutely right.
It's an
I
opinion.
agree.
Yeah.
I
And
agree that it's an opinion.
No,
I've
it
seen
was
Police
No,
Squad.
it's
It's
a-
good.
Police
It's
Squad was
fact.
so ahead of its time,
Yep.
Mm,
and
It
that's
was.
why you have the Naked Gun movies. But
Yeah.
Police Squad was way ahead of its time in a very funny show. I loved it, and I loved
You-
him in Airplane and Day of the Animals. Those are my
Do you know
three.
Police Squad copied a show with
Yeah.
Lee Marvin? Lee
Yeah.
Marvin. It was called Fraud Squad or something
Something
Squad?
nice.
And they
Scene for
copied it
scene.
beat by beat, but turned it into a comedy. If it's on
Yeah.
YouTube, if you type in Lee Marvin Police Squad or whatever, it will come up.
Well,
That's
you know-
why they say
Mm.
Police Squad in colour.
that's
Yeah.
why they did.
Yeah.
That's what they
Never
did with
understood
Airplane,
that.
right?
They did, yeah. They
Yeah.
did,
The
yeah.
Airplane is a
Yeah.
beat for beat remake of another film.
Airport,
Mhm.
yeah.
No,
Airport.
it's called.
Oh,
What is
Hell's
it?
a Poppin'. Hell's a Poppin'.
No,
No?
Hell's a Poppin's great. I love
Yeah.
that movie.
no, that is a good movie. Yeah, no, 0 Hour is the name of the
Oh,
film.
0
Hour,
It's
of course.
it is a beat for beat remake of 0 Hour,
Yeah.
but it's played for laughs, and it's
yeah.
got
Yeah.
yeah, that's what Airplane is. Yeah.
Mm. It's a shame we don't
So-
have any comedy movies anymore.
Yeah,
I haven't seen a good comedy in years.
everybody. I
Yeah,
feel
they
like the
just-
stuff that we
Rebecca
laugh
Cole's
at,
alright.
They're too afraid to make
Yeah.
comedies.
everything that we laugh at, people are afraid to make, say it out loud anymore.
I think was that blonde girl
Shooty.
Schumacher? What's her name?
Amy
Is that
Schumacher.
blonde? Amy Schumacher's got a film coming out where she pretends to be pregnant.
Oh
Apparently,
Lord,
Yeah, but she's
Yes,
not
we talked
funny.
about
of
that.
course she isn't.
No.
So there you go.
She's
That's the next
dreadful.
comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't want people to think she's fat, so she's going to pretend she's pregnant.
Well,
So much for body positivity, everybody. That worked out well.
Dr. Iceman wrenched. Last great comedy movie was Tropic Thunder.
I don't know. I still think the Naked Gun films knock it out of the park. All three of them were amazing.
I prefer
Well, he's
Naked
just
Gun.
saying most recent.
I think- yeah,
Most
that
recent.
yeah.
I prefer Naked Gun over Tropic Thunder, but Tropic
Yeah.
Thunder was one of the later films in recent memory that somebody was actually trying to do something a bit edgy.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think also that if I don't know if anybody's seen this movie, but the movie Pop Star surprisingly made me laugh. I haven't watched it in a long time, but when it came out, I felt there weren't a lot of satire movies like that coming out.
I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen a Pop
I haven't
Star?
seen it.
No, I haven't.
I saw the commercials for it and I thought this is going to be the worst movie ever. And then one night, I don't know why, maybe on a streaming service, this was years ago, maybe I haven't watched it in like 5-6 years, but one day I just put it on. I couldn't believe how much I was laughing. Maybe because I'm a musician too, and I could appreciate them making fun of the whole kind of pop music industry.
Is it British or is it American?
No, it's American, and it's actually surprisingly funny. I think. I haven't seen it in a while, but at the time it was surprisingly funny.
I will say that Tropic Thunder is my favorite Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah, it's very good. He was, yep. Okay, there's a poll running, folks. We did a poll. Okay, let's move on. Okay,
What's this? Oh, yeah, of
we had some
course.
awards last week.
He deserved it.
Hiroyuki Sanada, Shogun winner, best performance by a male in a television series drama.
He deserved it. It was
Deserved?
very good. Yeah, of course.
He's good, yeah.
Very good.
Decent performance.
Yeah, he's a good actor anyway. I've
is
seen
a
him
good
in other
actor.
stuff. Yeah, he's very good.
He is a good actor. I'm not as familiar with a lot of the Japanese films that he's made, but everything I've ever seen him in American
Yeah.
cinema or television, Chef's Kiss. I love him. He's so good in everything.
Good in John Wick.
Yeah, he was good in John Wick. He was good in Lost. Yeah, he's good. Good for him.
What's next?
Yeah, no, he's fantastic.
killing it.
I absolutely loved his performance in this series. I loved that he was kind of helping produce it, helping make sure that things stayed authentically Japanese and inserting a lot of that cultural history and everything into the production. He's a fantastic actor. I've enjoyed him in everything I've ever seen him in.
Yeah,
and
same.
I'm really glad to see him get some recognition. I hope that the second season of Shogun is not the disaster that we're expecting it to be, but
It probably will be.
It probably will be.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was looking at his IMDb page. I love that his nickname is Duke.
Duke.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I do. I like him.
There you go, Rudd. Hello, Rudd. He should be the next Bond. He should.
No, he shouldn't.
Right,
If they cast a man of color as Bond, that'll be it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not it
Something.
for you now. It's it for
should-
me.
He should be the lead in the next Mission Impossible.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that'd be good.
Maybe.
Okay. He's quite old, isn't he? Is he in his late 50s?
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
wears
I
it
think
well.
so. Yeah. Well, he's
Okay.
Japanese. They always wear it well.
They
Okay.
do. They do. Yeah, they do. They do. They do all that thing, don't they? What's that thing they do in the mornings when they move their body like they're doing kung fu?
Get
or
out of
something?
bed.
Tai Chi?
Yeah, well, yeah, they do all that, don't they? The old people do that. Apparently, it's meant to, I don't know, make them.
The old people.
Yeah, so you got all these old people in line, and they do all this. What's it called?
Calisthenics.
Tai Chi?
Tai Chi.
Tai Chi or something? I don't know what it's
Earl
called.
Grey hot. See what I did there? Let's move on. Okay, some more.
The golden balls.
Amelia Perez 4.
For what? She
Who?
win for?
What is it?
I don't know.
Shogun 4. Sounds like a football.
Oh, they
Amelia
won for.
Perez.
How many-
4,
how many-
Shogun 4.
Amelia Perez is a show with Zoe Saldana that she helps.
Oh,
She
of
helps a
course.
cartel mafia boss that wants to become a woman, so she helps them become a transformer or something weird like that. And because it has a transformer and some strange storyline, it's just being showered with awards. It sounds like the dumbest, stupidest thing that I've ever heard in my life. And I know you're going to say, well, you didn't watch it. How do you know? I don't need to watch it. I understand exactly where the wind is blowing with this dumb thing. And I'm sorry, this sounds like crap to me.
Very topical. Wind is blowing in.
I saw a
Hollywood.
clip and they were singing about penises, weren't they? At one point. She was
Okay,
singing around.
so The Brutalist 3, Baby Reindeer 2,
I don't know whether that Baby Reindeer deserved
Hacks
anything.
2.
What's Hacks?
It's a HBO show with
Yeah.
Gene
Oh, okay.
Smart.
Okay.
I think I'm going to ban Atom Grey permanently.
Why? What happened?
No, it's true. It's true. Both of us watched it, and both of us were like, "This
Did
is
you watch
the
season 2?
Yeah. No,
Season 2.
I was
better than
so-
season 1.
I was so bored with season 1.
Ugh.
It might as well have been called Vancouver Vice. It was boring. And I agree with him 100%. We were both super disappointed because we both love Ken Wan.
I think there's some bannings coming.
I'm never allowed back.
No
Okay.
penguin. Disappointed.
Okay.
I didn't watch Penguin.
Yep.
Shall we move on?
Yep.
Who saw this? Will
Yeah.
Smith has teased a cryptic post teasing that he may be starring in a new Matrix movie.
Why? Because it wasn't enough that his wife ruined 3?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
No, because once he was offered the role of Neo and he thought it was
Turned it down.
stupid, so
Yeah.
he didn't take it.
Yeah.
So now he's quote unquote coming full circle or something. And I don't know if this is real or not. I really don't need any more Matrix at all, even with
Yeah.
Keanu. I certainly
No.
don't need it with Will Smith. I feel like I'm done with the Matrix. The first movie is the only one that I think has
Yeah, I
any kind of
agree.
legitimate reason to exist. The second and third one were cash grabs that
Mhm.
felt like cash grabs as they came out. Not even today. They've always felt that way. Some interesting ideas that are really never come together and just stealing money out of your wallet. And the fourth one is just an insulting, embarrassing piece of
Turned it
crap.
off. Turned it off.
Yeah.
I think he's doing a music video. I think it's something to do with a music video he's doing. It's not a movie. It's
Why isn't he doing Men in Black then? Another Men in Black, and do it properly this time? Because the other Men in Blacks were absolute shit.
Can you do that though? Men in Black. Is it
Of course
not
you can.
No, I think it's
persons
fun.
in something?
I think you should leave that one alone also. I think that, he should
No,
think
well,
of either new
I like-
movies to make or maybe sit at home and knit sweaters.
No,
or something.
well, to tell you the truth, right? Men in Black, right? The first one was great. Okay, the
Yes.
second one was so-so. But
Yes.
then they,
Yeah.
then they, from that point, they destroyed it. But what I'm
Yes.
saying is that, right? I think it's got a lot of legs in it, because if you watch the cartoon Men in Black, it's absolutely brilliant, and the stories are really good. That connects to the movie world. So if they can do stories like that, I think they stand a good chance in making another really good Men in Black. Obviously, you have to replace Tommy Lee because he's so old, but I mean, Will Smith's still there, so maybe, I don't know.
Will Smith could be the mentor now to a younger, like
he
douchey
could.
person. There
Yeah.
could be
Douche.
something like that.
Yeah.
And as a cameo, they can bring an older Tommy Lee Jones for just like a scene or two that
Yeah.
he sort of gives them advice on something. Everybody will be there. It'll be like heartwarming, and you'll move on. So
And
they could
also-
do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, do we really want more of these franchises? I just feel like I'm tired of this.
I
I
liked
feel-
Men in Black.
I feel Men in Black
I
never
liked
got
Men
the
in-
chance to
I
be
like-
better.
I liked the
Pops?
first one, and I liked the first Matrix very much. My whole thing with these sequels and these reboots is like, can't you just let a really good movie lie? Why does
Indeed.
everything have to have a sequel? Why does everything have to become a
Money.
universe? And it's terrible, and it's killing the industry.
Yeah.
Ian, how's your Rebecca Gold sequel going?
It's going really well, actually. No, but I'm just saying that I don't think, because like they turned the Will Smith character into an idiot in the second one, and even the third one, they turned him like he just became a slapstick idiot. So I think they didn't do it right. The first two that came after the first one. Again, I think what I think it was Price that said it, that he should be the mentor to someone younger, and don't
Yeah.
make him such an idiot, and have a really good story this time, rather than the stupid stories that they presented us with.
Except,
So-
he would have to be mentoring a intersectional feminist.
No,
Uh,
it should
would
be another
be the
guy.
new person. And,
It should be
no.
another guy.
Oh,
It
that's
should be-
problematic. They can't do. You
Yeah,
can't do that now. Ian.
It's
You can't do
sausage
that.
fest.
Hey,
Yeah,
look who it
you
is.
remember
everybody.
Men in Black International, right?
Oh
Oh,
god,
that was
yes.
terrible.
Never watched
Yeah.
it. Wait, look who it is. Everybody. The movie cynic. Wrenched. Wolves bought $2. How to make Matrix 5 a worse idea? Add Cook Smith.
Yeah. I do. You know what? Right. Even though he slapped Chris
Hello,
Rock, I do think the man has talent, and I do think that he
Yeah, he's
has
a
a
good
chance
actor.
to come back, and do things right this time round.
Mhm.
If he doesn't allow them to, cock him, obviously.
I honestly, I think he had talent. I think he's lost
Yeah.
it. I think he's done. I don't see him making another good film.
Never say never.
Well, you know
I don't
what?
see him making another good film.
At some point, I watched that. Was it the fourth Bad Boy movie? I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And you know what? As much as I kind of agree that he's lost his because he's become so annoying in his personal life. But I watched the movie and I thought that he was still, when he needs to act, he was still good in it. Even that stupid movie that he won the Oscar for, that King Richard movie, he did give a good performance in that movie.
Yeah, he did.
He actually probably gave one of his best performances in that movie. It's just instead of accepting the award and thanking everybody, he slapped Chris Rock, which made him look like an idiot. But
yeah.
They
shouldn't have given him that award because of that. They should have taken that away from him.
He needs to get rid of the baggage.
The bald-headed woman, you mean?
Oh, the supposed wife.
Yeah.
Romeo, I can't read, sorry, mate. Romeo, Tango, November, Zulu, Wrench, World of Sport, $2 New Zealand. MIB 4, Jada can play an alien. No makeup needed. Not a nice alien either.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's better stories out there. If you read the Men in Black comic, the stories are terrific. If you look at the cartoon took it one step. And I thought the second one was going to be just as good as the cartoon, but it wasn't. It was terrible. So that's what I'm saying. It has potential.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I think the biggest problem is not necessarily just being a sequel. It's that they treat the sequels, they're just cash grabs.
Yeah.
They turn around, they give it to somebody cheap, they make some story up as quickly as they can and pump it out while it's still popular, rather than actually taking the time to make a sequel that has a strong story and is actually something meaningful with character moments and everything. It's always a cash grab now.
Yeah.
When you're going to have the sequel, we just got to get it out as fast as we can, and they don't care about the quality.
You go, Rudd, his wife dates other men, and his son wears a dress.
Yeah, it's a bit
Willard's a
disgraceful.
disgraceful man.
Well, let's not forget his daughter made one of the most annoying pop songs ever made. Whip My Hair is ear torture.
He just needs to get rid of Plinkett or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I think he does, but he's not going to. It doesn't look like he's going to.
It's already too late, too. That's something that he should have considered many years ago. And really, I mean, I'm not telling the guy how to run his life. Maybe he likes his children and all that. But I think she was never a good choice for him, personally.
No, she's not a good person.
No.
Will, grab your bollocks, squeeze your bollocks, do the right thing, mate.
Well, he's got to go get him out of Jada's purse first. So.
That's the problem. Okay.
What's this?
Okay. Luca Guadagnino's American Psycho starring Austin Butler is fake news, according to the author Brett Easton Ellis.
Good.
From various sources that I have, this was just fake news and put out there to see how an audience is going to react.
They're trying to push him, aren't they? This Butler fellow, they're trying to push him. He was good in Elvis.
And Guadagnino, they're trying to push.
Guadagnino, he made a movie where Timothée Chalamet was still a boy, and he was in love with a male adult, and everybody gave them awards for that. And then since then, they just want to let him do every movie. So we had that Challengers, that sports movie, which instead of showing a sports drama between two male athletes, that one of them they want to be Bond right now for some reason.
Yeah.
So instead of having it like a regular sports drama, they made it that both of these guys are like simps for Zendaya, and they end up making out with each other.
Throuple.
They end up making out with each other in the movie, and she sits there and she's like happy that they're making out. Anything you give this Luca Guadagnino, nothing personal, I don't care what people do in their personal lives, becomes a very kind of LG type of affair.
Well, we're talking about a man who made Queer the movie. So,
yes, that was his recent movie, Queer the movie. So anytime you mention his name, I'm already against it. Like whatever you tell me, hey, do you think that it'll be good if he directs this movie? No. Unless it's a movie about like a gay couple and that's what he wants to do, anything else, like just take him away from it.
Is he gay?
He's like the most gay person in the world.
Okay, Z, would you watch? Would you
not
be interested?
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
Z, would you be interested in watching Queer? Have you seen it?
No. Why would I be interested in watching that?
Well, you're watching the latest Star Wars, aren't you?
Yes, and I like Wicked.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean I'm going to start liking Bottoms.
Did you like Gay the musical?
I haven't watched it.
No.
It's on my
Okay.
to-do list.
Yeah.
So we're kind of glad that it's just false. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God.
Just leave the
Good.
original alone. Yeah.
It's like Star Wars announcements, isn't it?
Mm.
One every week.
I did like American Psycho, though. I thought it was very funny.
The original, yeah.
Yeah, the original. I thought it was
Okay.
very funny.
Let's move on.
Oh, God.
I'm going to try and read this. I'm going cross-eyed.
How is this still a topic?
Yeah, exactly.
Andy Machete. Machete?
Machete? Mm.
Buschetti?
Machete? Is that like a blade? Explains why he thinks The Flash failed. A lot of people aren't interested in Flash as a character. The public half of that, the 4 quadrants, the 2 female quadrants, they are a lot of women who aren't interested in Flash.
Well, how does he explain the Flash TV show?
Yeah,
That
thank you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
9
That-
seasons that got.
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before it got woked up to the hilt, it was.
Yeah,
it was
it's
really
got
good.
6 good seasons and 3
Yeah.
shit seasons.
Yeah.
But Grant
Maybe
Gustin was
3 good
fantastic in
seasons.
the lead.
He was
3 good seasons, maybe 2 mediocre ones, and then the rest kind of shit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It couldn't possibly be that it starred the Freak Show,
Oh,
which is
God.
Ezra Miller,
No.
and then also came out just as they were announcing that this entire universe was dead and there weren't going to be
Uh-huh.
any more movies.
Yeah.
Didn't have anything to do with that.
Or
Also
the bad
being-
CGI.
The movie
No,
was
it's
awful.
women's fault.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's your fault, Babs.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea I was the one holding it back.
Oh, and they're talking about when he's talking about the quadrant. Let's see, some people in the chat were asking about quadrants. It's a 4-quadrant picture. It's a thing they talk about in movie making. So there's 4 quadrants. Basically, there's young males and older males, young women and older women,
Oh, okay.
and they want to make films that appeal to all 4 quadrants. It's one of the reasons that so many of the films that we have today are terrible. Because they have to put something in there for everybody. They can't just make a movie that appeals to men, right? There has to be stuff that are
And that
squeezed in
costume
for every
sucks,
different quadrant.
doesn't it?
It's a
That
terrible
costume
costume.
sucks.
Well, it's completely CGI'd on there. It looks like a mess. It looks completely fake.
And the
throughout the
CGI
entire
wasn't very
film.
good, as Barbara
No.
was saying.
It was dreadful.
It did make 1.2 billion, though, the movie.
Did it?
In my mind, it did.
Oh, yes.
No, it didn't.
That was a terrible prediction, Brown.
Oh, just desperate for
With
entertainment.
George Clooney at the ending. What's that all about? Most
Well,
of it was
the
shot in England as
multiverse
well,
palette.
wasn't it?
They initially filmed Ben Affleck, but what happened
Right.
is because they kept changing around what they want to do with the DC universe, if I understand correctly, after Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill filmed a final scene for that movie, along with Wonder Woman or something like that, they actually canceled it, threw it in the garbage, and then asked Clooney to show up last minute to do a
Yes.
favor as kind of just a random appearance, which doesn't
It's-
mean anything to anybody.
It was very jarring when I was watching the film because it was obvious they shot in England and it was like,
It was a complete reshoot
Glasgow.
of the last minute.
Glasgow.
Last minute
Glasgow,
reshoot,
yeah.
that whole scene.
yeah.
Glasgow.
But we did get a baby in a microwave. So,
We did,
you know,
yeah, we
it's
did.
We did.
deeply
We did.
enjoyable.
And on that bombshell, let's move on.
It was a bombshell.
Oh, the penguin.
Matt Reeves says they're currently trying to find the right idea for the Penguin Season 2 and figure out how it would align with Batman 2.
Is that going to be made? Because there's been no news on Batman 2, or have I missed the news? Is it?
Oh,
Anyone?
nothing I've seen recently.
They keep saying they're going to do it, but it seems
Yeah.
really fishy.
Well, then didn't they say they've had to push it back now because there
keep pushing
there
it
was
back
no
every
script.
minute, yeah.
There's no script,
Yeah.
and so maybe Matt Reeves should focus on writing one script at a time. Maybe he should write the Batman 2 and get that one done, and then he can start thinking about another season of Penguin.
Mr. Phobos Wrench, hello, my friend. Batman 2 delayed.
Yeah. I don't really think there's a need for a second season of Penguin. I think it
There
told a
isn't.
really good story on its own. I don't think you need to add more.
There's no need for the Batman 2 either, because the
Not
first
really,
one was
no.
absolute shit.
Well, I
It
don't know. I
was
think Cynic
pretty
would be
crummy.
disappointed with no Batman 2.
Well, Cynic liked it, didn't he? I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinions.
Has
so I
everybody
didn't think much
watched
of
the
it.
first
Yeah.
Batman movie?
Yeah,
I
I saw
tried.
that.
Any good?
The first
I mean,
Batman movie.
No,
yeah,
not really.
No, I didn't think much of
But the
it.
Penguin was pretty good.
yeah.
And I
You know,
get the feeling it was supposed to be a one-off limited series.
Yeah.
They didn't expect the success it got, and this is all just feeling a little bit rushed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't see a need for another season of Penguin.
Before I forget, is it the anniversary of Adam West Batman today?
is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Was it yesterday?
Is it No, it's today. Is it 59 years? Is it 59? Or it's a long time ago. Yeah, it's the anniversary today.
It would have been 66 was when it came out. So
Oh, I was one
Oh,
at the
okay.
time.
You know, I like Adam West as Batman. I really do, but my favorite is Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I like Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
I do like. Got to admit, I do like Ben Affleck as Batman, older Batman.
I did as well, to be fair.
Yeah. It's a shame he never really got a chance to be Batman. It's a real shame. Yeah. Anyway, they really haven't made a really. I don't know. I mean, I think Tim Burton's Batman got a bit close, but they haven't really made a proper Batman movie, as far as I'm concerned.
Sword and Storm Ranch. Did anyone on the panel watch the Caped Crusader cartoon?
Which one was that?
I think that was the more recent one that came out on
With
Max.
the female penguin?
Yes.
No, of course I
No.
wouldn't watch shit like that.
I watched a couple of episodes of it. There was nothing in it I was interested in, and
I'm quite surprised you actually watched an episode knowing there was a female penguin in it.
Yeah.
No,
It didn't, in what I saw of it, it barely even focused on Batman. It spent a lot of time focusing on other characters and
Penguin
like
singing
the
and
police
stuff like that.
Penguin,
you know.
and yeah,
What
it was
a
Okay,
weird.
load
we've got a super chat, folks. Sir Melvin of Deeply, Wrench, World of Sport, 2 poons, real money probably for the foreseeable future. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is the most amazing film ever.
Mhm.
It is, mate. It's pretty good. Whatever.
That would be a fossil. It's a type of
Oh, okay.
fossil that you get from feces.
Oh,
Fossilized poo.
Yes.
Let's move on then.
The Batman.
Matt Reeves says the villain of the Batman 2 will be surprising. He's
I doubt that.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
here.
Whatever.
Batman's just going to mope around like in the first one.
the thing that I
No.
wanted from the Batman was for them to really kind of lean into the world's greatest detective.
Yes.
And it just didn't. I mean, you got a touch of it, but not nearly enough. I mean, I like all of the actiony stuff from the Tim Burton Batmans and the Christopher Nolan Batmans, but I was interested in seeing that world's greatest detective part, and it just didn't go in hard enough. Not nearly.
No, they're probably going to try and do something clever, and then the next villain is going to be like Calendar Man or something like that.
Yeah.
Here you go, folks. Wonderful Franco Walker, Wrenched, World of Sport. Hello, Franco. At Mr. Brown Alliance, that is me. Adam West, Batman, January 12, 1966 to March 14, 1968.
I got to admit, when I was a kid, I loved that.
Oh, yeah,
Batman.
Batman's
It
fantastic.
was
Oh,
absolutely.
God, I love that. That was
Even
one of
the
my
movies were
after-school
great.
shows.
Still love it. Yeah.
Even the movies are
so
great.
much fun.
The movie was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It
Still,
was absolutely terrific.
Shark
The-
repellent.
the animated series is still my top Batman. I absolutely love the animated series.
Yeah, it's good.
But yeah, the 66 Batman. It's just if you can just put yourself in the right mindset and
Oh, it's
recognize that
amazing.
it's intended to be silly, it's intended to be goofy, and just have fun with it. It's so much fun. I really enjoy
And the
it.
writer who wrote the 60s Batman was responsible for Flash Gordon, so that's another gift he gave us.
Mhm.
We loved Flash
Oh,
Gordon.
top trivia.
Yeah, so there you go.
Let's move on.
See for Catwoman.
Sidestepping or something.
boy.
Matt Reeves says the possibility of Robert Pattinson's Batman joining the DCU really comes down to whether or not it makes sense. What
Never
future
stop them.
brings, I can't really tell you. We'll have to see where that goes.
Common sense. DC? Nah.
Bollocks.
Never happen. Never happen.
It would be really weird to introduce another Batman running alongside this Batman.
Yeah, it would be, but I don't care. I'm just hoping Superman's going to be good, but all the red flags keep coming up every time. So
maybe we just make a good movie about a character, and we can make another
right.
good movie about a character,
Yeah.
and they don't
Yeah.
necessarily have to exist in the same universe and bump into each other and say, "Hey, Bats, how's it going?" You know, like
Yeah.
just make good movies.
Wrenched might as well go to Mike Zero for these made up. Shall I reach out to Mike Zero? Get him
Yeah,
on one week.
give him a ring.
Who would like to see Mike Zero on here one week?
I have never watched a Mike Zero
who's
video.
Mike Zero?
He just makes stuff up about Star Wars all the time.
All right.
You'll never be able to reach him either. He never does any shows, and I think he doesn't do them, and historically has never done them because he knows that anywhere he goes, people are going to say something to him about all the stories he invents. Oddly, though, the guy has like 400 and something thousand subscribers.
Yeah, he's doing
He
well.
posts crap every day, and somebody watches it.
Those subscribers watch it.
Wrench, get Mike Zero on. Right, okay. Everybody in the chat, go spam Mike Zero's chat. Say, go on Mr. Brown Alliance. Do at Mr. Brown Alliance. Just say, please, please, please go on Mr. Brown Alliance channel in his chat. Just do it, folks. For me, please. Do us a favor. For me, please.
If Mike Reeves wants to have his Batman as part of this DCU, he just needs to make the villains in his next film Kite Man and Condiment King, and it's gonna blow up. It's gonna be huge.
Damn.
But also Matt Reeves. Yeah. So, I think you said Mike Reeves. I don't know why you said Mike Reeves.
Mike Reed.
Yeah.
Mike Reed. Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves.
Okay, let's move on.
Don't like this guy. I just
This is
don't like
this was a new photograph of Corin Sweaty Corinson.
Cold
But
Sweat.
Grace Randolph came straight in and said,
Oh, well, if it's coming from Grace Randolph, I'm just going to be so in tune with it.
I don't know if this is giving Superman. I don't know if this. I can't read. It could be. I'm not sure yet. But this is a very nice shot of hashtag David Corran's sweats.
Cold Sweat.
There's just something about it very wholesome and conveys movement, life.
What is she looking at?
Perhaps a little.
What is she
God,
looking at?
cooking here.
What is she looking at here? Seriously.
It's a still of a soy boy Superman staring off camera. I don't
Hey,
understand
some
what she's
people
talking
like
about.
him. Back off. Wait until the film comes out.
Do you know?
Look, this show is about criticizing stuff, so and Lord knows what you're talking about here. This is what we do.
I've just noticed there's not enough shoulder action going on.
Oh, he's got
He needs to have fucking huge shoulders.
Yeah.
His costume sucks.
Oh,
He seems like a discount Henry Cavill.
It does.
Yeah.
Did you look right? If you compare all
Dollar
their faces,
store.
right, with the three main Superman, Chris Reeves, obviously very manly face. You know, he looks like Superman.
Big shoulders.
Henry, is it Henry? Henry, right? He's got a
Cavill.
chiseled face. He looks
Big
very
shoulders.
manly, very, very manly. This guy, come on, compare them both, all three of them.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He's not as he doesn't have the presence that Christopher Reeves has, and he doesn't have the physicality and sort of vibe that Henry Cavill brings. He's weaker than both of them in both departments.
Weak.
Yeah.
And then there's the hair.
Yeah, that's annoying too.
I mean, again, right? I think this is deliberate casting. They don't want him to look. They don't want him to look too beta or VHS.
Superman.
They don't want him to.
Sorry,
they don't want him to look, like a man, manly.
Yeah.
They don't want him to have that Sean Connery X factor about him, do they? Because they want him to be soft, and it's like this is not working. Well, anyway, we'll find out.
The soft Superman.
Yes.
50, is it 50-50, do we think, guys, at the moment? If it's going to be, well, it's just 50-50. It could go either way at this stage.
I'd say more like 80-20.
Oh, Babs?
Eh.
I know Z disagrees with us, so
But
he thinks we should give him a chance, and I will give
Give
him.
him
No,
a
I will give
chance.
it a chance. I'm going to be there on opening day to watch this film.
I am too.
Yeah,
I
so
want this film to be good. I want to see it.
So do I.
I want to make up my own mind on it, but
Yep.
I just don't have a lot of hope that it's going to be that great.
I don't have a lot of hope that it'll be great either. And as far as masculinity goes, yeah, I mean, especially with this particular picture, he's got a little bit of the slope shoulder.
He just looks like a
And-
boy, a
and-
twink.
Yeah.
I mean,
Twink Superman.
what's his name from Smallville looked more Supermanish.
Yes.
Yeah,
in this
his Clark Kent actually looked pretty good,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
but not so much as Superman.
But I tell you, who's the most ugliest Superman is that stupid Superman.
Here we go.
Superman. Superman and Lois, the fugly Superman.
Dean. Oh
One of
no!
the
I
best.
Ironically, the second best Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Following
right.
I have
behind
your
him.
word to take for
Tom
it.
Welling.
Tom
Don't you
Welling's
believe me,
great.
Ian?
Yeah.
Well, I was only saw the first three episodes of season 1.
Really good.
I never went because I don't think that guy looks like Superman, so I kind of stopped.
I don't want to walk out of Superman thinking they cancelled Superman and Lois for this shit.
Well, yeah,
Well, you might.
yeah, you might.
Okay.
You might.
Let's move on then, folks.
I hope it works.
Rumor. Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom will team up with Chris Evans's mystery character in Avengers.
Oh yeah, it's such a mystery.
No,
I'm mad at this. I really am.
no.
Nomad.
They're going to bring in the Captain America that was the traitor.
It's Captain Hydra.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake!
Yeah.
Don't you see what I'm talking about now? Penguin. Now this.
Yep.
And yeah, exactly. Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marvel. I hate it.
I had definitely been assuming they were going to bring him back as some sort of Hydra version of Captain America.
Why
If
don't
they're
we
bringing
promote all the bad
Robert
guys?
Downey Jr. as Doom. Yeah.
Promote all the bad guys, why don't we? Because being bad is good, isn't it? Yes.
Is it alt universe stuff, this?
No, because they rewrote. They kind of went back and rewrote it, didn't they? Or was it 50?
Well, what's the
something like
deal
that.
with the
52 or
Iron
something?
Man?
I think they
Iron
are going to
Man
be.
is in it.
Yeah. I think they are going to be alternate universe versions
Yeah,
of
but
these
why do
characters.
we
I do
need
too.
that? Why do we need that? We don't need.
Well, because
that.
that's what. Okay, so if what we're going into, if what they're rolling into from the next film is in Doomsday, and then they're gonna do Secret Wars. The Secret Wars, you had different versions of characters coming in from all these different versions of different universes, and then they would kind of battle it out. Some people would survive, some people wouldn't, and then they reset the universe, and then you have these other, all the whatever versions of the characters they decided to be canonical going forward survived the Secret Wars, and so they're going to do stuff like that, and then you're going to end up with a mixture of different characters playing different people and whatever.
It's
going to be
proven
ridiculous.
Time and time again, it's been proven that an actor that plays a character is not the be all and end all. Look at James Bond. Look how many actors play James Bond. It's the same thing with Iron Man. They could have recast Downey Jr.
Recast
Somebody to play Iron Man. Same thing with Captain America. I don't understand why they don't know that. They're idiots, all of them.
Well, they did recast Captain America, didn't they?
No, not properly though, did they? Not properly. Come on.
Oh boy, and yeah, that is going to be quite the film coming up in a few weeks. And that,
Ugh.
what do we got? Just over a month now before that comes out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's like a
so
Valentine release, isn't it?
Yeah, Valentine's Day, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, quickly going back to Superman. Flav wrenched wolf spot, £5 real money at the moment. Is it a dove? Is it Laurel's No, it's Beta Man, faster than a trending tweet, more powerful than misogyny. All hail Beta Man.
The question is, how can Marvel go forward with all these male characters,
Thank you, my friend.
all these really tough male characters that Marvel is so well known for, and this is what they're doing now. They're taking male characters, turning them into villains, promoting the villains, making every male guy that's meant to be really male and tough and has the X factor that girls fancy, turn them into soy boys. And that is the them going forward with all this rubbish from Marvel to DC.
Soy boys.
Ian, I genuinely, I'm wondering if there's going to be an MCU left after 2025.
They will, because there's still fans out there that will go and
Who's
see this rubbish.
Buying
There's
stuff
still big
off
fans out
eBay.
there. I am, not me. I'm buying. It makes me feel sad, right? Because you can see Hollywood's agenda. They don't like promoting real males because they're against it, and I can see this. I can see this is the reason why they're doing it.
Yeah. Well, and I do think some of this is, it's behind the times. Obviously, it takes a while to make these films. And I think there is, everyone's been talking about the vibe shift, and we'll get to talk about more of that later. But, I genuinely think there is some people in Hollywood finally who have realized that this kind of stuff isn't going to be successful anymore. Not as successful as it has been, but it's going to take them years to get caught up. So
Is Mega Geek the black face of
White supremacy?
What?
Well, yes. He is.
Do you know what? Right, seriously.
We've said that for years.
Seriously, guys. This is a horrible thing that's happening to our movies. Not only the Marvel movies, every film that's going to go forward, adverts, everything's going. We have to stop this rubbish. We have to stop it. And I hope Trump really does put the pressure on all these idiots that are out there.
Okay. Let's move on.
Oh.
Rumor. Marvel Studios is reportedly planning to cast a new actor to play T'Challa in future movies. Full detail, blah, 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 blah.
Well, good.
Didn't they say he died, though?
They should have done that in the first place.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's too late.
Yeah.
This will also be part of the Doomsday Secret Wars alternate universes mishmash thing that they're bringing in. That's how they're going to be able to recast him, since they didn't do it in the first place, which they should have. Instead they put Shuri in there, which honestly I don't mind the actress that's playing it. It's not a good choice, and it didn't work in that film at all.
She weighs 20 pounds and just couldn't have been her.
Yeah, so they should have done this in the first place. But Jonathan Majors, oh god,
behave.
No, but yeah, the way they're gonna recast it is it's gonna be part of the Secret Wars thing, and there's gonna be a T'Challa from some other universe who's a different actor, and that's how you'll.
That's the only case that I accept a different universe, just because they had to tidy up the recasting. That was probably the only way they could have done it, and it would have been the only time I wouldn't have been annoyed with a multiverse. But aside from that, it's all very annoying.
Pops?
I mean, I was okay with it up until R2 explained it to me.
It's going to be a multiverse thing. It's going to be.
But because I'm so tired of the multiverse. I really am.
Okay.
I think Chadwick Boseman was such a great casting choice for Black Panther.
Yeah,
I really do. And rest in peace.
Yeah.
But casting Shuri as making Shuri the new Black Panther was
dumb.
If it's alt universe, I was thinking,
baby.
Why get a white actor in?
No, it's got to be
Shooty.
Shooty.
Yeah, Shooty. Not this week though.
Is it Shooty?
Not this week. Okay. Ebon Moss Backrack.
Nobody knows.
Shares details on #Fantastic4 film scenes with the Things iconic It's Clobbering timeline. Andy Serkis helped out with the mocap filming. Refuses to comment on if Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom appears. I've been through rigorous media training.
I don't care.
Well, it's too bad they didn't put Rachel Zegler through
Mm.
rigorous media training. But it looks interesting. I mean, again, I want this film to be good. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't
I
either.
really don't.
Mm.
I've completely given up on the MCU.
Mm.
I mean, there's been 2, 3 Fantastic Four movies.
mhm.
They've not really brought in the box
No.
office, even when they had a comic accurate cast.
How many
Mhm.
movies has there been then, Z?
Well, you had Fantastic Four, Fantastic
Mhm.
Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. You had Corman's Fantastic Four in the 80s and Fan-4-Stick a few years ago.
Mhm.
And
So
none of
that's
them are
4.
really all that good, were they?
No,
Nope.
no. Amusingly enough, the best of all of them didn't
Is the
get
Corman
released.
right? Corman never got released. I think it's honestly, I feel like it's almost impossible to make a Fantastic Four movie, and I think they did it successfully when we got The Incredibles,
Yes, that
Yeah.
is the best
And-
Fantastic Four movie.
and that's it.
Yeah.
So stop, please.
Yeah.
I am begging
Stop
you.
it now. Stop.
I do
This
not
movie's
hate
sloppy.
those. I don't hate the Fox ones that they made. Or were they Sony? I don't remember the earlier ones that they made. And then with Rise of the Silver Surfer, I don't hate those movies. They're
No,
not
they're
very
fine.
good. They're pretty corny. There's some
Yeah.
fun bits in them, but I don't hate them. But yeah, the Corman one is probably the most enjoyable.
Is Pedro going to take you straight out of it?
Oh, I'm sick to the back teeth of seeing that guy. I really
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And how he got cast as Reed Richards is beyond me. You know, he's supposed to be the smartest man in the universe, and Pedro
it's Pedro,
Pascal
isn't
is not even the smartest guy in the room. So, yeah,
I think John Krasinski made a better Reed Richards than
I would agree
Pascal.
with you.
I
yeah.
wonder why they didn't cast him.
Because
Well, I
we
know why.
wish it.
Yeah. And he's white.
Because he's white. Yep.
Oh,
Not diverse enough.
Christ. Corman's Fantastic Four is on Melvin's Rumble channel, everybody.
It's also on our channel.
Damn.
We did a breakdown of it. We did a
Is it worth
commentary of it.
watching?
It's fun. I mean, it's not great. It's a Roger Corman movie.
Yeah, it's definitely a budget picture.
Yeah, but it has heart.
Yeah.
You know, it was made with love.
Alonzo Mosley. Hello, my friend.
Oh.
Ricardo.
Isn't he that guy in Midnight
Yes.
Run?
Yeah. Midnight Run. Great movie.
Peter Packer.
The original plan for Spider-Man 4 was to feature a street-level showdown in which Spider-Man and the Punisher team up to take on the Hulk.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Don't know.
Yeah, why?
Don't know.
Oh, well, isn't the Hulk Mr. Hulk with glasses now, and
Yeah.
he's kind of so. Why would they
Professor
take
Hulk?
him on? Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I don't know. These people are crazy.
They put the two of them together and let them beat up on She-Hulk for a while. That might be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Son of the Storm Ranch. Would the Punisher take on the Hulk? What?
No. Well, he would. He would, I guess, if he
He
had
would
to.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but he wouldn't go. He wouldn't fight with me. He'd probably use weapons and stuff to try.
Well,
and
but
take
hey,
him.
you know what? The Red Hulk can punch a non super soldier Captain America, and he's just fine.
And he wears asbestos trousers as well. Let's not forget.
I don't know. Did the Defenders and the Avengers ever have any kind of crossover for comics?
I don't remember them having a crossover. I love
Yeah.
the Defenders, though.
I did too.
I think
Great
the Hulk
video
was part
game
of
as
the
well.
Defenders at one point, wasn't he? The Hulk was part of the Defenders. I remember when I used to read the comics. But the Defenders are all
Oh.
costume people. But the TV show, only Daredevil has a costume.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with a Spider-Man Punisher crossover if they've got a good story for it.
No, it should be Spider-Man and Daredevil because that is what happens in
No,
the comics.
Wolverine and Hulk.
That'd be great. But he's Professor Hulk now. They've messed it up.
They have. They've absolutely ruined the character.
Yeah. Really have.
Okay. Let's move on. Oh,
no.
yes.
Why is he wearing Captain America's costume?
I can't see Captain America in this picture.
Captain African American Brave New World has been listed with a runtime of 2 days, 15 hours.
It's going to feel like it.
Feel like it.
Yeah.
I think they put more of Red Hulk in this because originally he was only meant to cameo or something and do something. But I think looking at the new trailer, there's more of the Red Hulk running around doing stuff.
It's out in a month.
I don't care.
Yep.
Allegedly projecting to get 81 to 107 million on opening.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
This is not going to break 400 million. It's not going to break 400 million.
I might go see it.
I think people will go and see it. You know, the dumb Marvel fans will go and see it. But
there's a lot fewer of those left than there used to be.
Well, you might be surprised. You might be surprised.
Yeah, I do think people are going to go see it. And I think a lot of YouTube reviewers will go and see this. But
that's me.
It's not going to be good.
I'm going to see it the second it comes out. If there's a fan event, I'll be at the fan event because I have to see it quickly and do a review.
Yeah.
Even if it's terrible. Actually, especially if it's terrible.
It's like when Miss Marvel came, the Marvels came out. When I went to the cinema, all it was men in their 40s and 60s sitting there, and like one woman at the back, and it was just obvious that the men would go and see the Marvels for obvious reasons.
Well, that's me.
But, yeah, but you know, it's just I don't know. I don't know about this one.
God bless her.
I don't know about this one.
Perhaps.
I did go to all of the Marvel movies. I did. And I, starting with Iron Man in 2008, I loved them.
Yeah.
And all the way up until
Event Cinema.
Yeah, Event Cinema. You got there early, you lined up. Yeah. And they were fine. They were fun. It started
with Endgame.
It started to go down with Captain Marvel.
Yeah. But Endgame was the one that introduced the stupid, she's not alone, and all the girls come out. It's ridiculous, that scene.
I don't know. I don't hate that scene, and I don't hate it
either.
But I didn't hate the movie.
But the question is, right? Why did Miss Marvel put the hand glove on?
Yeah,
why did she put it on and click her fingers?
Yeah. She could have done it.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, she's so overpowered. They had to get rid of her for 90% of the movie. Yeah. So it's it's just it ended. Endgame was good, and it should have just ended there. Take a break.
5 years rest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I hated in that Endgame?
And instead, they keep churning out crap after crap.
Yeah.
I hated that bit where Captain Marvel says, you can give it to me now. And Peter Parker's like, what's your name? Peter.
Give it to me
Parker.
now.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Brie,
condescending. It was very condescending, I thought,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, I think after Far From Home, it just went off a cliff. I enjoyed Far From Home. I thought it was a fun movie. But then after that, you got, we had all the other mess that happened with all the movies during COVID, Black Widow and then Shang-Chi and then Eternals.
Terrible.
And then
Black Widow.
I am still angry about Black Widow. Because I have been waiting for a Black Widow movie since Iron Man 2. And she's a great character.
It should have come out. They should have had a Black Widow movie back then. Yes. 2014, 2016. Somewhere but it was, in there.
You can tell that the agenda was slowly creeping in because suddenly Black Widow had short hair and looked like a boy. You know, when you see her in the first Iron Man movie, she had that long, curly red hair. She had a really tight, what is it, cat suit. She
Winter Soldier.
She looked hot as hell.
Peak ScarJo in Winter Soldier.
And then when they put her in the other movies,
I agree.
Smoking.
just didn't look. She's like, ugh.
Okay, I think it's a sidestep.
This is.
Yeah.
Captain African American Brave New World is tracking to have a domestic opening of $81.
And 10 pence.
And what was the budget on this one?
10 trillion.
Jeez. Including reshoots?
12 trillion.
I know what's going to happen to who's that guy with the gun at the bottom? What's his name?
James?
John Carlo is his real name. John Carlo.
Well,
John
Giancarlo.
Yeah.
450 apparently.
I know what's going to happen
Hello,
to him.
desk.
He's going to go into a hospital room and he's going to come out and half his face is going to be missing. That's probably what's going to happen to him.
And adjust his tie.
Yes.
And just his tie, yeah.
He's a really good actor, though. That I'll give him that, but I don't think he's going to do anything good with him.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
You know, I think they only hired him for reshoots, meaning I don't know what they initially intended to do with this movie, but they basically said we have to bring a guy that automatically everybody will buy him as a villain, and that's who you call because everybody sees him and thinks, okay, this guy's a villain.
So just for some, just a little bit of comparison here, that opening weekend is tracking about the same as the opening weekend for Quantumania.
Oh,
Whoa.
damn.
Wow.
So yeah, that's not good.
No.
That is not good at all.
Who's the two people on the right below Mr. African American? Who's the two people at the bottom there? Who are they?
One of them is the new Falcon. I can't remember his name. He's Latino.
Latino Falcon.
Yes, and then I have no idea who the other one is.
Oh, okay. Maybe she's the new Captain America. Probably.
Out on Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Yep.
Yay. Is that appealing to the 4 quadrants then?
I hear he says,
Who knows?
you're a bit old to be the president. And he says, it's not the years, it's the mileage. I hear he says that in the film. We'll see.
Hashtag Marvel Studios blocked Josh Brolin's cable from appearing in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Why?
Says.
Why?
Maybe
No,
he said something bad.
All-time boner move.
People might have recognized him and thought he was Thanos.
Thanos. Yeah.
That's probably the reason,
Yep.
even though it sounds stupid.
Cable was great in the second one.
Yeah, I agree.
People didn't recognize him as George Bush. Why would they recognize him as Thanos?
That is true.
Very true.
Mm.
That would have been great.
Wow. Added to the other three, isn't it? So,
What about a cable movie? I'd be up for that.
I don't know. He looks hard, though, doesn't he? He looks hard. He looks hard.
He got into training for it. Sun and Storm Wretched. Dolph Lundgren should have been Cable.
He
He's
would have been
really
a
old
staple.
now,
Mm-hmm.
Dolph.
Yeah.
He's quite old. He's not as fit as he used to be. I saw his latest film. It was awful. One where he plays an FBI agent trying to protect that. It's ridiculous. And he was moving very slow.
Oh,
Haven't seen it.
It's not good.
let's move on. Then.
Move on. Who'll be this then?
LA fires halt production on Fallout Season 2, Grey's Anatomy, Hacks, Suits LA, and more TV series.
Suits LA.
Mhm.
They're making
Yep.
that again?
Yeah,
No,
they're making
it's
a
a
follow-up
spin-off.
series. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a spin-off series starring the actor from
The first one?
Stephen Amell from Arrow. The Arrow character is going to be the Harvey
okay.
Specter character, and they have the
Oh.
guy that plays Harvey Specter for 3 episodes to do a guest appearance.
Is it a prequel then?
No, I think it's a sequel. it's a sequel / spinoff, but basically none of the cast members are going to be there except for the guy that plays Harvey Specter for 3 out of I don't know how many episodes.
Right. Okay.
I suspect that if it's a huge success, or if it's a mild success, or if they're desperate enough, they'll try to lure the guy back into a more full-time role in the show.
Yeah,
because it's really hard to pull it off without him, I think. But whatever.
Well, that's what
there were a bunch of productions that were interrupted by all of this.
Maybe Meghan Markle will make a guest appearance. Oh,
No,
wait, no, I'm sorry. She
Yeah.
values her privacy.
No,
I
she's
forgot.
not. She's not going to do it because she thinks she's above it, so she won't do that. She even left when she was already starting to date the prince. Then she left the show, and I think that if she ever even thinks of being on this show, it'll be the most monitored, controlled environment where she says what's going to happen in her appearance, and everybody literally bows down to her.
Well, she's got a cooking show, isn't she? That's coming out soon on Netflix.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I think everybody's looking forward to that.
I saw a snippet of it. It looked awful.
She does not cook. I'm sorry. There's no way in hell she actually cooks.
CGI face on top of somebody else. That's probably what
we've
it
got a
is.
super chat, folks. Can you hear me? I've had to reset.
Yep.
Yes.
Romeo, Tango, November, Zulu, Wrenched, Woolsport, $5 New Zealand dollars. Scarlett Johansson complains about being over-sexualized, got paid millions to play character whose main tactic is seduction equals.
Yeah.
But if
It's
that
not
was
controversy.
if that was her excuse not to look sexy as Black Widow, that's rubbish, because in
It
the
is.
comics, that's what she does. She uses her sexuality to infiltrate and kill.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what she does.
She's a spy.
That's
She
why she's called
uses
Black Widow.
every asset she has, not just her smarts, but also her feminine wiles to manipulate people. That's, you actually see her doing that in the Avengers.
Yeah.
She's there, she's dressed up in her tiny little dress, and she's, kind of pretending to be, the the damsel in distress.
Yeah.
And in reality, she gets the phone call and she's like, I'm in the middle of an interrogation here. Like, he's like, I'm the one who's getting everything out of these guys because I'm using my, all of my assets that I have to me, including tricking these guys into thinking I'm helpless by looking hot.
Right.
And
And and like Adam said, she's a Matahari type character.
Mhm.
And
What?
in Black Widow, there were, like he said, there are more ass shots in that film.
Yeah, there are.
And it was directed by a woman. So don't hand me that.
Do you remember that
I'm
bit
sorry.
where Iron Man is in the donut shop, and there's the
Oh,
immediately that follows the shot is her ass walking towards the chair.
Mhm.
Thank
Oh,
you, just
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Arse.
she when you first see her, what's Robert Downey Jr. say? What's this guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
I want one.
of those.
I want one of those.
Yeah. So there you go.
Let's move on.
28 years later.
Cillian Murphy will not appear in 28 years later. I'm
blame him.
hoping there will be some Jim somewhere along the line, says producer Andrew McDonald. We thought he
don't
was
blame
starving in it.
I don't blame him. Don't blame him.
Will it be on the second one with, what's her name, Acosta, Mia
Near the Costa.
Yeah.
That Jodie Comer's in it, isn't she, as well? Jodie Comer, and I can't remember the other stars who are in it. But there are loads of stars in it. But all shot on the iPhone, would you believe, this film?
Yep.
There you go.
We've got a new look at Ralph Fiennes fights in 28 years later, described as a doctor who has somehow survived the zombie apocalypse on mainland UK for 28 years.
Wait, which movie was filmed on an iPhone?
This one.
Yeah, 28
Really?
years later. Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
All of
Mhm.
it?
Yeah, all of it. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, they do have the latest iPhone. Plus, they
Yeah.
have all the gadgets that come with it, like the different lenses they can stick on the iPhone, and the what is it, the tripod that supports the iPhone. They're all very expensive
Yeah,
stuff. they use.
there's attachments basically to make it a
USB-C
steady cam.
as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it really worth it though to film it on an
lenses.
iPhone?
I mean,
Well,
you
Sorry,
can
go ahead.
you can use one for a quarter of what it would cost with all the attachments and everything. It'll cost you a quarter of what it's going to cost you to have a 4K red camera to shoot on.
But
or something.
don't Netflix have and these streamers have a certain specific format that they need you to use?
Nope, not
Here you
anymore.
go. Here you go.
What do you mean? What do you mean not anymore?
Because they before you could offer a film to Netflix, you had to comply to all the things that you needed. Like it needed to be this res, it needed to be this, that, the other, and they don't have it anymore. Because my film Bad Day was shot on one of the very first digital cameras. Right, it doesn't look as half as good as any of the movies that they have shot on red, and Netflix took it on. So that's what I'm saying. The rules are just thrown out the window now.
Well, and you can with a camera now you have basically some pro filmmaker mode type things that you can do with the iPhone, where you can plug it into external devices, and it basically just becomes a camera. It's not processing anything other than bringing in the images in the highest quality it can. So saying you filmed it on an iPhone just means the cameras on the iPhone were there, but you can even put extra lenses and stuff in front of it.
You can, but also when they record on the iPhone, it's not saving in the iPhone; it's saving in the cloud somewhere.
Well, it's you can basically streaming it out to a hard drive and other devices and stuff. Yeah.
So.
It's the Phobos wrenched. The film wasn't shot on the iPhone by just opening the camera app and rolling with it. The iPhone was pimped out with a full aluminium cage fitted with lens attachment adapter for a pro.
But still, that is much cheaper than actually hiring a Panasonic or whatever digital camera. It's much cheaper.
And the computation processing was done off the phone.
Yeah, there's a pro format essentially that you can put the iPhone in, where it records just raw footage straight in, and it has it can even record up to I think 120 frames a second in that raw format.
Wow.
So there's if you recorded that directly to the phone, you could maybe record 2 minutes of video.
Hey,
so
you've
got to put it out to another device to store all of that.
There you go.
Wrenched. Bad Day's worth a watch. No, it's not. Very good. I hear. No, it's not. The director is a supreme
being.
Asshole.
There you go. There you go.
It is worth a watch. I've seen it. Go out and watch it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a good movie.
Soderbergh did it. Somebody throw it in the chat, please.
Soderbergh. Didn't Soderbergh shoot what's that film with
Clooney?
Birdemic?
No, the one with who was the girl that was from Star Wars and she got fired? What's her name? The girl from Star Wars. Gina Carano. Gina Carano. What's that from? High Wire or something like that? He shot all that on a digital camera. But
really?
He shot all of it on that. So Soderbergh's very, very up with the digital technology, even then. So yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Ooh.
Star Wars and Harry Potter actor Warwick Davis to receive a BAFTA fellowship.
No, why?
Well done.
No, he's only getting it because of diversity, and that's not right. That's not right. I'm sorry. It's like giving an Oscar to someone because that person is black. It's stupid. He's done a lot of good things, yes, but you know that this is just giving it to him because of the modern times. You know it. Does he deserve it? That's the next question. Right?
Does he?
I mean, I like him, and I think that he's done some good things, but I don't know. I don't know if recently he's done something that really deserved it.
No, he hasn't. It's because he's
the
way he is.
Is a fellowship the same as the awards, or is that something else?
No, something else.
Fellowship.
Okay.
I mean, listen, I don't know. The thing is, usually if there's somebody that does like a good movie now and everybody's watching it, that would be a good time to give it to him. I just recently saw him in that Willow thing, and that was terrible. So when I think about that terrible Willow thing, I don't really think of an award, but that doesn't mean I don't think he's a good actor.
No, he is a good actor. If anybody in the chat can pull up who else won the Fellowship Awards in the past, and then we can compare. But I'm pretty sure that this is because of of the agenda, the reason why he's getting it. I'm pretty
not
sure.
Brian.
You know what? I'm going to say
Bloodsport.
something. Oh, sorry. Do the not Brian thing.
Dinklage is raging.
I want to say something that may be considered controversial, but
Oh,
I think that
no.
little people
No.
really
No.
got screwed over
Oh,
by
my
Hollywood
God.
They did, yeah.
in recent
did.
years.
Especially Dinklage, bastard.
No, Dinklage is the only one that didn't get screwed over.
Yeah.
He's the one that
No, but he
screwed
screwed
everybody
the rest
over.
of them over, though.
Yeah.
he did, yeah.
What'd you say?
He screwed the rest of them over.
Yeah.
Yes, he screwed the rest of them over. But the reality is there's so many people that worked in this industry that were little people, and I'm not talking about people even like Warwick Davis. That, for example, people that worked in this industry when Christmas came along and they had the kind of Santa with the elves,
Yeah.
they were
Agreed.
waiting for that type of
Yeah.
work, but because of all the politically correct
Yeah.
BS, they don't get those jobs anymore. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, they don't get those jobs. That Time Bandits to Taika Waititi crap, they did, and all of these. Not only did they not get the roles initially, they were actually auditioning for those roles until all that stuff with Dinklage blew up. And they were suddenly
Yep.
told the people that auditioned, that were even in like advanced stages of auditioning, that they're no longer going to be considered for it.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's sort of a group of people that are considered disabled and have so few opportunities in this industry, we're all getting thrown out like that. When meanwhile all their stupid DEI and all the 70 genders and all that stuff was thriving, I think that just shows how ugly Hollywood is and how crappy they are. That's my opinion.
Yeah. So from what I can see, it sounds like that the fellowship is sort of more like a career award. It's not for a specific
okay.
performance. What it says is it recognizes those who have made outstanding and exceptional contribution to film, games, or television.
So it's like a lifetime achievement.
Kind of.
award.
I'm looking at some of the other winners. Some of them I've heard of. Some of them I haven't. Floella Benjamin.
Oh yeah,
Well,
Benjamin, yes. Very
she
good.
deserves. She deserves.
Samantha Morton.
I don't think she deserves that.
z-
Oh, maybe she did.
Shuhei Yoshida, who's a game
Shuhei,
designer
yes.
with Sony.
Excellent.
Billy Connolly, Ang
Yeah, he
Lee,
deserves
Hideo Kojima, Kathleen
Yeah.
Kennedy. So, there's lots of deserving people.
KK, brilliant.
Yeah.
On that bombshell, let's move on then.
What's this?
Coleman Domingo has been cast as the game show host in Edgar Wright's A Running Man
And
remake.
talking about a gender,
Go on here, Philly Boots.
and talking about the gender, I mean, why is he black?
Because
Because
I mean, was the character actually written as necessarily being white?
it doesn't matter.
originally.
What matters is that black actors don't realize that they've been shitted upon with these kind of castings. People need to hire black writers to write black stories, to write black characters, so they can have more black actors. Not reshoot something that's already been done before, and then typically cast a black person in a white man's role, because that's just called a hand-me-down. That's what it's called, and it's an insult to black actors, right?
Ian is black because his parents were black.
I'm just saying.
it's
Or at
like
least his
Captain
mother.
Falcon. It's just a white guy's hand-me-down.
Yes,
He was his own character with his own agency.
Yeah.
All I
And
can say
He's not
is,
been robbed of that.
right, I understand why black actors
Sloppy
take
seconds.
these roles,
We say that, don't
right,
we?
because they need the money, and I understand that. But on the other hand, what I've said also makes sense as well. I disagree with race swapping in any film and any kind of context. That's I'm not for it.
There you go, folks.
I've killed the scream.
Nope.
You have. You absolutely killed it
Killed it.
dead.
That said, I kind of like this actor. And
I do too.
I'll see. I'll wait to see how he. How he
No,
does
they
in this-
shot. They
in the
they shot
performance.
this. They shot this film just down the road from me.
You've seen
Yeah.
this been
I've seen it being shot. Yeah, they shot it in Battersea Power Station. A lot of it in Battersea Power Station, because in the surrounding areas, it's quite it looks a bit futuristic. So they've shot it all around there and stuff. So, and I saw Powell walking down the road, just on his lonesome. So there you go. How cool is
There
that?
we go. Out in November this year, I think.
Oh, God. It's in the water.
Fede Alvarez says they improved the
Apparently
CGI
they have, yeah.
Ian Home for Alien Romulus home release. We just ran out of time in post-production to get it right. I wasn't 100% happy with some of the shots in the theatrical release.
Have you seen the comparisons of the shots?
No, they haven't showed any pictures yet.
No, I've seen comparisons out here. Yeah, there's comparisons out there of the two of them. I guess they ran out of time for the home release too, because it looks like absolute garbage. I could not tell you which one he thought looked better. If you put them side by side and didn't tell me which was which, they're both awful.
I don't know. I mean, you know, it does look awful, but I tell you what, though, it looks much better than cutting a hole in the table and sticking someone's head in there, like the original. You know what I mean? Come on, you know. But you know, it is what it is at the end of it. And the film was rubbish anyway. I'm not even going to buy this. Why would I buy this on Blu-ray? It was rubbish.
Here you go, folks. Sir Melvin of the deeply wrenched Wallaspot. He should have fixed the writing instead.
Yeah, exactly. Absolute nonsense that film was.
And it was on YouTube for a while. I watched the first 10 minutes and I just thought, oh, I can't bother. It was shite. Now it's mostly shite.
And they're giving it a sequel as well, aren't they? They're giving it another movie. It's like, why?
Well,
But,
yeah, we're getting the Alien Earth series, aren't we, coming shortly?
Yeah. Well, who cares? They've killed it. They've killed
Drew
the,
Gordon
dead.
wrenched. I'll buy on Blu-ray. Blu-ray?
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
I can't speak, folks. It'll be worse. When it's in CEX for £2. Yeah, Alien Remus. Very good, yes. Shall we move on? We're going to run out of slides at this rate.
Is this his new one?
Sir Christopher Nolan's #The Odyssey reportedly has a 250 mil budget. One of his most expensive films ever.
You know, when you're on the top, the only way is down. So maybe this might be the film that actually kills the momentum with Christopher Nolan films. I do like him, but I think a lot of his films are just kind of all right, in my opinion, even though they're huge scale. There's something about them that's kind of leaves me dry.
You know what's going to leave you dry in this one?
What's that?
No, I don't.
The cast.
Oh no, who's in it? Who's in it?
I'm going to let you.
Is it Shooty? Is it Greta?
No, thank God.
Who's the most overexposed female actress
Oh
you can
no,
think of? Zendaya.
Oh,
Tom Holland.
Oh no.
Robert Pattinson.
Oh my Lord.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon out of all of those can actually put in a decent performance.
Yeah. Anne Hathaway.
Out of those.
Charlize Theron.
Michael Caine.
Lupita Nyong'o. They have all confirmed that they're going to be in
with
that.
so much wood in the place, they can build a house, can't they?
You know what? Right? when I saw the announcement for this a few weeks ago, I thought, God, it would be amazing if it was Ulysses 31. Christopher Nolan does Ulysses 31. Fucking hell, that would have been incredible.
Are they really going to try and convince us that Zendaya is going to be Penelope, who all these men are just falling over themselves to court? Because that's completely unbelievable. I
always think that directors that hold to Chewie they're just pretentious. He has no reason to hold that. Give it to the DOP, for God's sakes. Just give it to the DOP. I just think he's posing, and look at that. Got lens. Really.
No. Yeah. Lupita Nyong'o is going to be Helen of Troy, probably.
Oh, no. Now, Charlize Theron is Helen of Troy. I could buy, and that's not to say that Lupita Nyong'o isn't attractive.
I've always wondered,
very pretty.
How old?
I don't mind her at all.
No.
How old is Charlene anyway?
Nearly 50.
She's in her 50s.
Good, doesn't she? For
Yeah.
50?
Still looks
It's all
all
the
right.
adrenochrome. Eggs,
Yeah.
BT, Wrenched, World of Sport. Hello, Eggs. Tenet was bollocks.
It really was. I was confused.
Yeah, it's a rare flop for
I
him,
think
isn't
I
it?
need to rewatch Tenet.
He's a good director, and he's a very
He is.
intelligent man. I just think that he needs
Sir.
to bring his intelligence down slightly so the normies can understand his films.
And I think he's got a good eye and a 10 ear.
Yeah.
Since his soundtracks are just a disaster. But
Do you know what I would have kind of liked to have seen Nolan to do?
Is that a James Bond film?
Possibly I might have come back on board. Possibly. I thought, he would have directed James Bond with Tom Hardy as the lead. Might have been swayed a little bit to come back on board. I'd like to see him direct a Dam Busters movie. A good old-fashioned war movie.
He's done war movies, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, but Dam
Yeah,
Busters...
didn't he? Wasn't Dunkirk? Yeah.
Yeah,
Dunkirk,
I liked
And
Dunkirk
I like,
a lot.
and I am not obviously I have a vagina, so war movies are not my thing.
No.
So, but I liked Dunkirk. I thought it was
Yeah, I
really
did as well.
done.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
So did I.
Here you go, folks. Tom Wrench. Dunkirk was fucking shit.
I'm just waiting for Melvin to pull up and say shit as well.
RRTNZ is frustrated that we forgot all about Oppenheimer. I didn't forget about Oppenheimer.
No,
I
good.
didn't, honestly didn't love it though. I
enjoyed
good.
it. I didn't love it. Drew Gordon, Wrench, they can't do Dam Busters because of the dog's name. No, they cannot.
I thought it was good, Oppenheimer. I didn't think it was brilliant, but I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. It's good. Okay. Be interesting to see what happens with that.
Oh, gold.
Hashtag Spider-Man stars Tom Holland and Zendaya are reportedly engaged.
Oh, good luck to them.
Engaged.
Well, as my friend Smilex would say, whatever.
Oh,
But-
you know, he's saying that he doesn't want to share the red carpet with her because he might show her, they might go to him, so he doesn't go on the red carpet with her anymore, apparently.
You know, okay.
Here you go.
I
One for the
don't
Brits.
really.
Go.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, I interrupted. Go on, Babs.
She's
For
lost.
whatever, no, for whatever reason,
Yeah.
I don't care for her. She's one of the most bland actresses out there. Why she is so popular, I don't really understand.
Of course,
But I will say this for their engagement, if they are engaged. Good for them.
Yeah, congratulations.
For keeping their private life private.
Yeah, but we know they're engaged, so they never kept it that private.
Too many people are just so willing to, be the TikTok in a world of TikTok and influencers. Good for them for keeping things private.
Is her name Gemma? Is it Gemma Coleman?
What?
Yeah, something like I don't remember.
Is that her real name?
It's not really Zendaya.
Is it Gemma Coleman? Is it? I know it's Coleman.
No, I think that's the lady from Doctor Who.
Yeah,
that's Jenna Coleman.
Right.
It says on.
Come on, help me out, somebody.
It says her name is Zendaya Marie Stormer Coleman.
Okay.
I see.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
Zendaya
Zendaya may be her first name.
I wonder what happened to her shirt.
It's in the wash.
Yeah, and
She
I
looks
saw
like she borrowed the jacket from.
and
Talking Heads.
Punchable Face was saying he thought that Tom Holland was gay. I don't think their engagement precludes that. Punchable Face, just
He's certainly a guy that seems he loves doing flamboyant things for whatever reasons.
Yeah,
He was a dancer.
He was. I do like Tom Holland. I think he's a decent actor.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really pissed me off with the things
No.
he's said.
No, he
No.
hasn't pissed me off.
Yeah,
He's
he's
just
alright.
decent
Good lad.
enough.
Yeah,
He's a good
yeah,
lad.
yeah. But Zendaya, no, I
Look,
could care
okay.
less about seeing her in anything ever again.
He's grounded enough. Yeah,
Mm.
at the moment.
And you know what? I'm kind of happy for them. You know, I don't know them, obviously. If they're engaged and they're happy, then yeah, that's good.
Yeah, good
God
on them.
Yeah,
bless them.
great,
Yeah.
great.
She hasn't done anything wrong to me. It's not that I sit around with a dartboard of Zendaya. I just think that she gets too many roles, a lot of them that are just not right for her. I also think that at best, sometimes on these kind of model runway things, they have very thin ladies that look kind of like young. She could be like a runway model for like a Calvin Klein or something, but I don't consider her the way I look at women in a movie and think, oh, that's a really hot woman. She doesn't really fit that category.
They are a very, very, very diverse modern couple.
And that's fine. She's boring to me.
She is. She's getting it because she like the roles because she has.
She's definitely getting it all right.
She's getting it. Yeah, no, but she's getting the roles because I mean, again, not to be mean. I'm just saying what I think here. She's sort of black, but she's sort of white.
Yeah,
she somehow checks a lot of different boxes and sort of ambiguous in her identity. And I think that studios are more and more embracing that.
She's diverse. She can pass as white in foreign countries.
She can't act.
And she has that boyish figure that they've been really chasing after lately.
The coveted little boy look.
Yep. Yep.
Let's move on before the channel gets cancelled.
Who's that?
Mark Zuckerberg tells Joe Rogan the Biden administration pushed Meta to remove content questioning vaccines. They basically pushed us and said anything that says might have side effects, you basically need to take down.
I absolutely believe him. And Mark, you could have told them no.
Right. I mean, there isn't a lot for me to say that he wakes up now and says all of this stuff. I mean, it's better, I guess, than nothing, that now he's falling into line. But you know what? The fact that he knew, and I am convinced that he knew that he was doing the wrong thing for such a long time, and he didn't stop it. It doesn't make me respect him more.
They pushed them, and why did they comply? Because they feared regulation. And why are they changing what they're doing now? Because they fear regulation.
Well, at least he's coming out and saying it, I guess.
He's coming out and saying that we're not going to do the thing that we said we weren't doing.
Yes, I'm saying, but it's obvious what he's really saying, and it's obvious that we all get what he's saying. So he's not saying that he's sorry. He's not saying that it's his fault, basically, which it is. But he's literally saying that. You know
Translation: what I mean. When Trump gets into office, I don't want to get excluded.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And why is he wearing that horrible wig? Is he bald under there or something?
No, it's perm.
No, that's his real hair.
That's his real hair?
He has a perm or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
What? Really? Wow.
Yes.
I think the reason he did it is he wants to quote unquote seem more cool now. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's all about the vibe shift.
Right. He's become quote unquote more based now, growing out his hair. Soon you'll see a beard or something.
Good luck. I don't think he's capable of growing a beard.
No.
He can't grow a beard. That's why he did the hair, I think.
He's lucky though. He's one of the most, because I think Joe Rogan said.
Jesus.
Joe Rogan
he can
said
afford it.
Facebook, what is it? 85% of the world that Facebook is part of, or something.
I don't go
you know
on
what I mean?
Facebook.
That's crazy, right?
I don't go on Facebook
it's like
anymore.
all of the world.
There's a large number of people who are on that network, but their actual like daily users is significantly lower than their total number of people with accounts.
And it's only getting smaller.
Yeah.
Checked out of Facebook as soon as the coup started.
But that's not what you call it. That's not true according to what he said on on Rogan. I mean, Rogan was like, that's quarter of the world that's on Facebook. It's crazy.
Allegedly.
Maybe these third world
Maybe.
countries, these places in the middle of nowhere still consider Facebook a thing. But a
Yeah,
lot of,
maybe.
I think that in the
I agree
US and the
with
UK and places like that, I don't think it's as popular as it once was, unless it's with older people.
Yeah, there's a lot of older people who are still using it. But yeah, their actual active number of users, if you were to take bots out of there, if you were to take the businesses out of there, it's a lot lower than they make out. There's not that many people who are really using it like they were, before, say, 2018, 2019.
It's okay for marketplace if you can buy something local too.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Last time I tried to sell something on Marketplace, all I got were scams. That was it. I had 10, 12 different scams of people trying, oh, I'll send you the money later, or, oh, yeah, can I send you a money order, or BS like that. It was all scams.
I would only use Facebook to message Ian, but he got his account nuked.
Exactly.
My personal peeve is when they go, is this still available? And then they just ignore you after that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only use Facebook to keep in touch with my sisters because we're kind of scattered across the country.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's it.
That's about it. That's all we use it for, keeping in touch with some family and a few friends. I probably check in on Facebook maybe once a month at best.
Has anybody seen the interview yet?
I have.
I watched a bit of it. I haven't gotten to watch
I
the
watched
whole thing.
parts of it.
Okay, is it any good?
I watched all of it. I thought it was
Any
good.
good?
I thought it was good.
I watched the Mel Gibson interview.
I say
watched that as well.
it was less unhinged than the Mel Brooks, or not Mel Brooks, sorry,
Mel
Mel
Brooks.
Gibson. I would love to see Mel Brooks. That would be excellent.
But
the Mel Gibson interview, yeah, it was less unhinged than that. But
he said he was a little
yeah.
bit nervous because he knew his house was burning down.
Yeah, but I you know what, the one thing I like about Joe Rogan is that he's very respectful
he is.
to both. He was respectful to Mel Gibson and this guy here. Like other interviewers, he has no agenda at all, Joe Rogan. He just wants to talk and he wants to learn about, and that's the difference between him and, say, ABC News or
That's why
what I
he's
mean.
got 18 million subscribers.
He just has conversations and learns about people and talks to people about what they're interested in talking about.
Yeah, but he's
It's
not
kind of fascinating.
Humans.
He's not insulting or anything like that. He's very respectful to whoever he's got on, which is great. At least you can learn something from both of them when you're
There you go.
listening.
Dr. Iceman wrenched. Joe Rogan has no agenda. Seriously?
No. Everybody has an agenda. You are
Of course
right.
they
on that.
do,
Just
but
doesn't slash you over the head with it.
yes, but he's very respectful when it comes to talking to people. That is the key right there. Because I got the feeling that Joe Rogan, all he wants to do is he wants to listen and he wants to learn from the person that he's speaking to. When Mel Gibson said to him, "That's how you started, isn't it? Just on the couch, smoking dope and talking to someone. That's how we started." And then he said, well, how'd you get your guests on? And then Joe Rogan said, I go on the internet and I look stuff up, and then I go, that guy looks interesting, I want to talk to him. And that's how
Joe
he gets
Rogan,
his
I'll
guests
come on.
Yeah. So because he wants to learn, he goes, he's interesting. Let me see if I can learn something from him.
Joe Rogan, get the Mega Geek on talking about movies. That'd be good.
Talking about bollocks.
Okay, let's move on then. Okay, it's a sidestep, sorry. Mark Zuckerberg says Instagram, Facebook, and Threads will now prioritize free speech. Political content won't be reduced, launching a community notes program similar to Twitter X. Should we just skip it?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is worthwhile. I mean, I'm glad that they're making this change. They're leaving behind these extremely biased third-party fact-checking, tools, that they were using before. They're not eliminating moderation. They're not. It's not going to be, the Wild West. But on the same note, this is not happening. They're not making this change because Mark Zuckerberg wants to be your friend.
Right.
They're not doing it because he thinks that this is the moral or right choice to make. It's all about profit. And it's all about keeping their company from being regulated.
Yep.
That's all it is.
It is. Okay, let's move on then.
Absolutely right.
Oh,
Mr. Trudeau.
Oh,
I'm going to stand down like
he consulted with his family, etc. Where's Vex when we need her?
Yes.
give it a year, he'll come out as gay.
Yeah. Farewell, Fidelity.
he will. He will. He'll come out as gay in the next year or so. I reckon.
Now, gay isn't edgy enough. It's got to be something else. It's got to be, some.
He's a furry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this. Hello, Helgast. Wool Spot. Where's at Vex Electronica for the panel when you? Yeah.
Yeah. All I have to say about this is, well, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
froze.
it's interesting. It's interesting how nothing could move him from his spot until Trump arrived. He ate with him dinner at Mar-a-Lago, and that was the end of it.
Have
He
you
like
seen?
went, ate dinner. That was it.
Yeah, first black president, prime minister of Canada.
Yeah. Have you seen the Canadian sketch about their dinner together?
I believe I have. Yeah,
It's where he's making them eat the Big
Right.
Mac.
the Big Mac. Yeah.
To humiliate him, makes him eat it without his hands. It's hilarious.
And none of it helped. He went and did the whole like Mar-a-Lago, whatever it is, song and dance he needed to do. Didn't help him.
Froze all the truckers' accounts.
Yeah. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
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 Don't let the
Tyrant.
door hit you on the way out.
Horrible
Absolute tyrant.
Horrible.
Get out.
Horrible.
That's the way it goes.
Okay, good riddance.
Ta-ta.
Anybody see this?
Karma.
I think this is a joke. I think this is a
Is it a
parody.
joke? I wasn't sure, but I thought I'd do it anyway.
I mean,
Tragedy
it's funny, but I think it's a
strikes.
parody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
it's a parody. It's not
Yeah.
real.
Oh, that's
Okay.
a shit.
But surprisingly believable
Yeah.
as a parody.
Okay, let's move on then.
Is it shooty?
I was just about to say that, Ian.
Not this week. We should do a sweepstake to see which week in
How
the
dare
year
you.
Shooty will be the first one. Is it Zegler? No, not this week.
Is it?
Greta? How dare you?
Greta.
Is
Oh,
it Greta?
Well, they're all coming in.
So we already talked about Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh,
So
do
yeah,
you know-
it's not going to be him.
Helgast, I salute you, World Sport, by the way. Who saw this?
Oh lordy.
Oh, this was bad. Bad.
Mr.
Me-
Ringer's not going to put those fires out.
Meet the people in charge of the Los Angeles fire response. All of them have been named.
And this isn't even a comprehensive list. There's
Oh,
there's
yeah,
about
Kristen.
there's
Oh,
about
yeah.
5 more in the
It's bad, isn't it? I mean,
Did you see the video of the one in the middle?
Yes. Yes.
Where she
Yeah,
says,
absolutely
some people say you couldn't
revolting.
carry my husband out of a fire. He got
Fucking
himself in the wrong
cringe.
place if I have to carry him out of a
Fucking
fire.
cringe.
Yeah.
What the actual hell? People don't want people that looks like them to save them. They just want to be saved.
Yeah. By someone who's capable of actually doing it.
Not
LA's
going,
really
oh
corrupt.
no, your husband's got a broken leg. I guess he's gonna burn.
LA's really corrupted, isn't it?
Yeah.
LA?
I'm so sorry that your husband is in a wheelchair. I can't, he must have gotten there himself. I can't carry him out of this fire.
I will say, in defense of the person on the left, Kristen Crowley, she was interviewed, I think it was on Fox or one of the TV channels. She was laying into the mayor of LA about the water situation and the no funds for the reservoir and stuff. She was absolutely late. She was pushing back. So fair play to her on that, but yeah,
But then her first priority is diversity.
it is.
So screw you.
Yeah, there was a lot of funds that were taken out of firefighting budgets and moved into DEI to create DEI programs. And there was a whole list of it.
Well, and I mean, there's any number of other things. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, we're just talking about these three here, but
But
you're all of the reservoir things. There were reservoirs in that area that have been empty for over a decade.
yeah,
There were supposed to be, I believe, 3 new reservoirs that were supposed to be built since 2013.
but that's what I mean. That money that was supposed to go into things like that to help for us budget was taken away and moved into.
Yeah, I heard they cut the budget by 17 million
Yeah.
in the last year and given away a load of their equipment to the Ukraine. Thanks, bunch.
What?
Yeah, they gave a whole bunch of surplus equipment away to Ukraine. Yep.
But as someone who has lived through California fires, there's incredible. It's an incredibly hard thing to describe. It's an incredibly hard thing to fight. There's the Santa Ana wind, which is one condition, which is very awful. It's because, and there are winds that blow from the east at the desert and then blow west. So they're hot and they're dry and it sucks the moisture out of everything. And the second thing is it's called mountain wave, I think is what it's called. And it's when those same winds hit mountains perpendicular. And it just makes the winds increase like tornado speeds, like up to 100-mile-an-hour gusts. And once that happens, once there's a fire and that happens, those embers will carry for a mile on the wind just to land on someone's house and burn it down. So it is, and that's kind of what happened in 2007 with my sister's house. And because she lost everything in 2007 in one of the fires out here.
Yeah.
So this was a horrifying disaster. It's still a horrifying disaster.
Still ongoing.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like municipal water supplies, they're not meant for this kind of disaster.
Mm-mm.
But not having resources in place when you already live in a desert and you've already been through massive wildfires, that's on them.
There has been rumors.
That's a government issue.
There's rumors going that the fires were started deliberately.
There's always
Did anybody see? There was a
that.
TikTok video. Did anybody see where you could, for a satellite view, you could see 3 fires starting literally at the same time? It was a satellite view.
It's entirely possible.
Incredible.
Yeah, a lot of these end up being set, and some of them are just set by homeless people just trying to, stay warm. It's wild.
They go, logically fallacious. Explain why seawater wasn't pumped.
Oh, well, there is a reason for that. There is certain equipment that is rated to handle the salt of seawater. You'll be surprised how easily some of that equipment can be corroded, how quickly it happens. And so there is equipment. Some of the if you've seen the planes that are flying over dropping water, there's a handful of those that are rated to be able to dredge, to pull up and pump seawater and dump it. But it's very, very few of those machines. So unfortunately, it's just that the equipment can't handle the seawater. But there should have been, if you look at some of those reservoirs, like there's specifically one that's was in the area of that largest fire. That reservoir, if it were filled, could have held 115 million gallons of water. And they instead were relying on basically just water tanks in the area, and each of those could only hold 1 or 2 million gallons. So they could have had hundreds of millions more gallons of water if just one of those reservoirs had been filled.
They also ignore the recommendations for doing the controlled burns.
Yes, yeah,
Which would have
for the
mitigated some of the
combing
damage.
of
yeah.
combing of the
So
forest.
the if you ask the like I said, I've worked with the Forest Service in the past, and so I've talked to firefighters and Forest Service people about this stuff. They've been out on these fires, and in fact, I know one of them that was there helping during the Rice fire that you mentioned earlier, and they say they do not take the care of those areas. The environmentalists have convinced them to have this hands-off policy where what they need to be doing is going through and they need to clear out underbrush and clear out deadfall, and in the areas where they can do it, in the areas where they can do it, they need to be doing controlled burns, and they just don't.
Used to be able to do that. In fact, I have a cousin who was a firefighter in Northern California for a long time. And that was one of their main jobs, was to go out and clear brush and do control firebirds. And the same with my sister. She actually was part of a program called the California Conservation Corps. And that's exactly what they did. They cleared out brush. They built fire breaks and they did control burns, and they don't do it anymore. The only place I know that does it still is on Camp Pendleton. And that's a necessity, because
that's federally managed land, though, so it's it's a bit different.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm still confused in LA that they still have like telephone poles and cables that go to another telephone pole and then goes to someone's house. It's just isn't that old? Because usually it's underground in London. You don't have things like that.
Everything in LA seems really old.
Yeah, that is older infrastructure. I live in an area where they have everything is buried, but still, even though everything in our area is buried, I still have some telephone poles on a road right next to our neighborhood because they're older and they go to an older neighborhood, and so it's just it's cheaper. It's way cheaper to put those up that way.
But then you also have these power lines that they're not maintained either. The campfire was a direct result of PG&E not maintaining power lines and having a down power line that started a massive fire that burned the entire town of Paradise to the ground. And it's the same thing down here in San Diego County. We have had down power lines that are supposed to be maintained by SDG&E, and they are not. And they get a down power line, and the next thing you know, you've got fires everywhere. So
some heads going to roll, do we think?
Except they don't.
Yeah. Well, that's Trump's part of the problem. Adam said governments are corrupt. And I would say in general, you do find corruption in government, but I'll tell you where you find corruption the most. Single party states, where there is no one there to challenge them. There's no one there with different ideas. It's all just one group of people covering each other's asses all the time. And then corruption is just rampant.
Oh dear. It does look very, very, it looks like a war zone, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's horrifying. And if there's anyone in the chat, anybody watching, you're out there in that area, or you've got family in that area, my sincere condolences for any losses you might have had. That so far there's 16 people that we know of that have died in these fires recently. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible, and I feel even for the stars that are out there that probably have 2 or 3 houses. I'm incredibly sorry for the losses that they've had there, but for the people who are really going to be hurt are the families that were there living in the only home they owned, and it's a home that their family has had. There's one lady that I saw on a newscast the other day. She was saying, my husband's father built this house, and we've lived here. It's a generational thing. We've lived here for almost 50 years between different families, and they're probably not going to be able to afford to rebuild their home, no matter how much insurance they might get paid from it. And it's terrible.
You see that story with the house that got burnt down, and the statue of the Virgin Mary, and the other statue didn't get touched by the fire.
Yeah,
that was weird, wasn't it?
Wild.
Okay. Terrible, folks. Shall we move on?
And finally,
Okay. Shall we do the finalist slide, then do the poll right at the end? Okay. So
We need 2 more votes on the poll anyway, so
And finally, the Academy says that Madam Web is not eligible to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars.
Oh no! What are we going
Yeah.
to do?
Yep, not. But interesting, it's that it's not eligible. Not that it's not deserving. It's not eligible, but the eligibility requirements are pretty simple, and it meets
Yeah.
all of those except for the new ones. Do you know what those new ones are, Ian?
Diversity?
Yeah,
Diversity.
diversity. Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah. Well,
Those
I
are the
mean,
only ones that it wouldn't meet.
they've got a black girl in it, right? So there you
But
go.
it's not about just having a token here and there. You got to have a certain percentage of people on screen and a certain percentage of people working in the behind the scenes and
That's
whatnot.
ludicrous.
Yeah,
Absolutely
that
ludicrous.
can be.
Nonsense.
It meets every other criteria except for these diversity and inclusion ones.
The
So
funny
that can,
thing, the funny
the
thing
only
is,
reason.
you could say it's a woke movie in a way. So the fact that it still was trying to do that and they won't let it in because they
Yeah.
couldn't count enough DEI
Not woke
people.
enough,
Yeah.
apparently.
Right, it's not woke enough for them.
Sonic 3 also has been noted as not being eligible.
Okay. I will
For Best
say
Picture.
we need one more vote, folks. We're going to close it at 100.
Well, if there's choice between people liking your film and not getting nominated, then I'd choose people liking the film and taking the money
Mhm.
rather than getting
Yeah.
a gold statue for a film that doesn't make any money, like that stupid film with the woman singing about penises and all that rubbish.
What?
What?
Yeah.
What film about
What?
penises?
That's
I
the
love-
one with the
Emilia
mafia boss that
Perez.
wants to be a woman.
Emilia Perez.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, that's probably getting nominated for an Oscar, isn't it? Probably.
Most
Probably.
certainly.
Yeah.
Everything's been pushed back, like because of the fires.
Mm.
Like they haven't done the Oscar nomination announcement, the Critics' Choice Awards. They've all gotten pushed back. Universal Studios had to shut down the not just the theme park, but the lower lot that's all the filming is done on.
Mm.
Damn.
So
Has the fire reached there then?
I don't think it's reached there, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there's
wow.
also issues with a lot of these. Some of these places can't be open because of like air quality stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And when
Gotcha.
they got the smoke everywhere, it's a problem.
Mm.
Okay.
How-
I've gone. I've closed the vote, everybody. So gone.
How I'm
How?
lost.
How?
How do you have 100 votes and
I
only
know.
98%? That doesn't make
know.
any sense.
I know. Okay. We'll do the results, everybody. Okay. The question was, which is better, Naked Gun or Police Squad? Poel completes 100 votes. Second place, disappointing, Police Squad, 46.
Boo. You're wrong.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely wrong.
But people only know the movies. The majority of people know the movies rather than the TV.
Well, if you've not seen Police Squad, folks, check it
There's
out.
only one
You
season.
are missing out. You are missing out.
Yeah.
if
The
you haven't
winner,
seen
Naked
Police
Gun,
Squad.
52, and we're missing what, 2%?
There's 2%, but there's 100 votes. I
What
don't.
the actual crazy.
I understand when a percent gets lost here and there for rounding when you don't have an even number, but that's exactly
Franco.
100 votes.
I will say, Franco, absolutely superb modding, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Okay.
Naked Gun's a good movie.
It is.
It is a
We,
good
we just
movie.
watched it a couple days ago, actually. Yeah, I got the 4K 4K copy of that for Christmas. And
What
so we
was the
sat
one
down and
where
watched it.
the president he was having lunch with the president and keeps hitting his wife in the beginning, where he walks into the
First
room?
one, wasn't it?
Was it the first one? No, the first one was with the
that's
Queen,
second
wasn't
one.
it? It's the second one, isn't
The opening for the first one has all the enemies of the United States
That's
where
it,
he's
yeah,
going
that's
around
it, yeah.
beating them all up.
That's
I think that's the second one. I
the
think
second
the
one, isn't
president.
it? Yeah.
Okay. That is it, folks. what can I say? Great show to start the new year. So, chat, you are the best. Thank you for the interaction. The super chats, thank you for voting. So, chat, you're the best. We will see you next time Wayfarer's doing his gig straight after, folks.
Yes, everybody.
Go
head
check
over
out
to
Wayfarer.
I will thank the guest. I will say, chat, some new faces in there tonight. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Professor R2. Cheers, Prof.
Cheers.
Z3PO. Cheers, Z.
Thank you for having me on, Brown. Thanks for the panel. Thanks for the chat. Sorry I didn't have much to say this evening. It's been one of those empty news things, hasn't it?
It's been slow relatively this week, yes. So
Yes.
great to have you on, mate. Mr. Bonelights. Thank you, Mr. Bonelights. Oh, Babs.
Thank you for having me once again.
A delight.
It's always fun.
An absolute delight to have you on.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Not as happy as me. Oh. Cheers, Ian.
No worries.
And old Headley Lesland himself. Price of Reason.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Great to have
Pleasure
you
as
on, mate.
usual.
That is it, folks. Beast up tomorrow. Don't know. Tuesday, Prof, you doing your gig?
Yeah, me and Bryce of Reason will be back for the Night Owl Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Love to see everyone there.
11:45 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
I think Trev is doing his gig tomorrow as well, folks. Trev, I think he's doing his gig at 10 p.m. UK. Wednesday, we're going to be doing episode whatever of Skeleton Crew. Thursday, open bar. I'll be modding that. Friday, probably back Friday. That is it, folks. Busy week. If we don't see you during the week, have a great week, everybody. Tatty bye. Take care.